Followers, can you see that I'm trying to send you the invite you to speak? I don't know why it's not happening, not working. There's something wrong with the space, I think. 'Cause I'm trying to invite you to speak, but it's not letting you up. Followers, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know what was happening. I was trying to let you up. I'm trying to let y'all up. I don't know. Black American, what's happening? It's not letting you up.
Uh, so what's this you talking about, man?
So they were just having a space about the 300,000 black women that were fired from government, right? And
Right.
I tried to pose the question. I attempted to pose the question that why is it that it's only 300,000 black women versus 300,000 black people? Well, the reason why, um, even if it's true, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, who knows if it's true or not, right? But just say if it is true, um, 300,000 black women versus 300,000 black people. That's because after the 70s, a lot of those women sided with those white men and those white people and went into government. They didn't continue to
Absolutely.
fight after the 60s movement for black people. They cut a deal for black women, and not just in the government sector in terms of the jobs, but even when it comes to welfare and all those things. Now, at the end of the day, it was on those men back then to grow some nuts and fight. But the civil rights movement, the black power movement, it was never just for uh, black men or black women. It was for the black family. But you had a lot of those women cut a deal for themselves. They didn't continue to fight for the black family.
Absolutely.
Okay? And so when it comes down to it and they have this conversation of 300,000 black women fired, one must ask the question, okay, what does that tell you if they were able to fire 300,000 black women? That means that the black men never got the jobs, period, to him, right?
Right. It was never about our family. It was only they
Exactly. And
cut the
that's where
deal
I'm
for
going with
themselves
this. We didn't continue to fight as a family.
as a family.
We allowed genderism and all these isms to seep into our community, and that led to a gender divide. And like everything else, once these people are used up, what do? They kick them to the curb, right? And now, so I'm asked this question, since a lot of them didn't continue to fight for the black family, and now that they been fired, why should we step out and fight for them?
Yeah. It's
Why should we step out and fight for them now that they're losing their jobs? They
but
said
they
they didn't
took
need a man. Not
right.
all
They
of them
said they
now. I'm not
didn't need a
talking about
man,
all
but
of them.
not all of them, but they did side with the extreme liberal white women that
They sided with
said
the liberal white women, and now that they've been used up, they've been
yeah,
discarded, right?
that's exactly right. I witnessed it here in Louisville, Kentucky, so
Now,
I saw the liberal coming from the East End coming to our community. They give the black women a speaking spot, and then they give I'm gonna go there with you. And then they have the gay men give them a speaking spot, and then the liberal white women and white men come up and talk, and then that's it, And then once they done, they
you
get
got to
in their
fix your
car.
phone. Your phone kind of muffled.
Well, I got it on headphones. I probably gonna have to check it out. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. It was just real muffled at first. Go ahead.
No. So what the deal is that uh, many of our women do not want to own up that they took the deal. Okay, they didn't take the deal for their family; they took the deal for themselves. And they need we need to And before, our men did not have a system that would stand up and defend for us. So we got caught up being boxed in by the dominant males who used our women to move us out. We're just now learning how to speak up and defend ourselves. And a lot of our sisters don't,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not used to it.
Your phone is muffled. I'm like hearing every other word.
I'm just gonna come off the headphones.
Mm. See, with these other ethnic groups, they continue to fight as the family. So if their women got in position, they continue to hire their people. Even now, if you watch these Hispanics, these Mexicans and shit, and in places like Cali and these Somalis and the places like Minnesota, they don't care which ones get in position. They make sure they come back and hire the rest. Versus a lot of these elites, a lot of these black women, a lot of these homosexuals, they got in position and closed the door on their protectors, those who would be able to stand there and fight with them. They didn't continue to fight, to hire our people when they were in position. They went in and closed the door and made it all about
Yeah, they
themselves.
sold out our
So now,
families. They sold out our
yeah,
families. And no, and whenever you get to talk to our women, and I don't want to get into a big argument with them, they have to own it.
it ain't gonna be no
They need
argument
to,
in here
right?
about it. Cause
They,
see, we gonna put the
yeah,
truth.
they need to
See, we gonna
understand
put the
that
truth out there. This is no
this is not
argument.
no
This is
argument,
no
right? We're
back
going
and
to speak
forth.
the truth,
Yeah,
okay? We're going to
yeah.
speak the truth. I've already, I've been a conservative my whole time, so I'm used to. And they say, well, you been. I'm not listening. You sold us out culturally trying to stand up for womenism and this feminism, and you boxed our men out. Own up to that. We can't have no real conversation until that conversation is understood. And we got to get more of our men. I'm just glad to hear you, Mark. You've been doing a very good job at that. I'm proud that you standing on that. I've been saying that. I've been a conservative the whole time. I've been saying it the whole time. But a lot of our supposedly outspoken liberal black women, and they don't want to stand on that because it puts the light on their behavior. They just keep it 100. Okay, it puts a light on their behavior. If you're willing to take the cheese and the government and everything, and you're willing to throw your men or your fathers and your husbands under the bus just so you can take, then you're contributing to the condition, and that's just real talk.
And see that's why I'm speaking on this. And this is not against every
No,
woman. It's not against every woman that works in government. I'm speaking to a
right,
specific group and set of women. Since the conversation that they were having was about the 300,000 women that were fired. One must ask the question: how is it that there could be a number that
right,
large with only women?
right.
That means that the men were never included. That means that those women that got in position never took their
As
position
a
and
family.
hired black men.
The word is family. They never
Exactly,
stood as a
exactly.
family.
Well, when you leave your protector, then you just that you're
You unprotected.
unprotected.
It's called a covering.
Okay,
If you don't, if, if
exactly.
if you're not willing to stand with your man, to stand there as saying that you have a covering. So how can I mean that's you know what, until you just said that, how can you identify 300,000 women? Okay, where were their coverings? So that means that there were no men, no husbands, no any involved with this. You mean just 300,000 black women? Is that what you're saying?
But see, it shows you that that they went in there and aligned themselves with the opposition. You cannot fire that many black people and it only be women.
Yeah, that's
That can
crazy.
only happen. That can only happen if and when that particular set of people looked the other way and didn't fight nor speak up for the family. See, they just want to have a one-sided. They fired these women. No, we're not gonna get engaged in this big fight. unless we're gonna fight for the family.
Fight.
We're not gonna fight for women to get their jobs
Right.
back. No, we're gonna fight for
We're
the
gonna fight for the
family.
family.
Exactly. Ain't we gonna fight for no
No.
men. We ain't gonna fight for no goddamn
No.
gays.
No.
We ain't gonna fight for no young
Nope.
people. Old people gonna fight for the black family. And guess what? What better chance than we're having with all them being fired? What better chance do we have now to go
It's called
back to
reset, brother.
who we are?
Reset.
There you go. Let's reset as the black
Right.
family. Now, if they don't want to reset as the black
That
family,
that
then you
they
go
go
fight
fight
for
for
your
yourself.
goddamn
Right.
self.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
go fight for yourself.
Yeah. And I think you should leave that charge, and the terminology is reset. Okay, reset. We're gonna reset. Okay, we're gonna reset, and we're going for the family. We're not trying to put men or women ahead. We saying the family, and how would you what's established a family? That is a man and woman working together to establish what's good for the family, not what was good for just black women to be successful in college and this and that. No, no. How are you working together with within the nucleus of a family to move forward? If we can decide, and that doesn't take anything away from the unwed with children right now. That just showing them that we have to stay with the principle of standing a foundation. Everybody else does it. The Mexicans do it. The Jews do it. Everybody else put their family. They don't operate from a singular, well, we're just going to get white women, or we're just going to work on Spanish women. We don't do. No, they work from a family unit, and then
But hold up 1 minute. Come on up, Miss Huxtable, Clarice Huxtable. Come on up. You keep throwing your
yeah, I know
thumbs
that. I
down.
saw that
Come on
throwing the
up.
thumbs down.
We,
Yeah,
we, no, no, no. It's all good. It's all good.
yeah.
Come on. You know what I mean? So let's have this conversation, and we don't have to
No,
argue.
it's not an
Let's
argument.
go back. Hold on, follow. Let me talk.
No, I'm gonna let you handle it. I'm
No,
gonna sit out.
this is not battling. This is no battle with you. So let's have this conversation. So as a black woman, I mean, what do you think about the fact that how is it that 300,000 black women can get fired versus 300,000 black people? How does that happen? Did they keep the black men, or was it ever the black men there? Period, in large numbers. Go ahead, Miss Huxtable. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were talking to someone else. Peace and positive energy and motion to everyone in the space. I would say you brought up the question of was there any men there to begin with, and what was the other question you asked?
So I'm really specifically saying, if you have to think about this, if just say if it's true that 300,000 black women were fired, then what would it mean?
Okay, maybe I would what you just said. Maybe there were no men there to begin with.
Exactly. And see,
Also,
hold on,
and the
listen to the
job
context in which listen to
and
the
the
context in which I'm presenting, right?
uh,
Listen to the context, so you'll really understand where I'm coming from, right? After the '60s movement, going into the '70s. Now, prior to the '70s, we fought as the black family, but a lot of our women went in and left the men behind. Now, I'm not making an excuse for those men because they were some little coward motherfuckers. Make no mistake about it. But the women have to take some responsibility as well, because a lot of them not only got into government as well as corporate America, but they got there and closed the door. They didn't get there and made sure that they pulled the black men in there with them that had fought during the civil rights movement. And that,
oh, so I can't speak to that. That's not my era. So yeah, wasn't even born in the one. So yeah, and if I was, yeah, I was probably just learning how to walk. So that's not my era. I cannot give. I'm not gonna talk about something I don't know about. I can speak for right
But
now
see, I brought you up because you were throwing thumbs down, and because
because I'm.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So if you're talking about to a specific era, then I exclude myself from that. I can't talk to an era I wasn't even born in. Truthfully,
So,
can
so that's why I wanted you to listen, especially if you're too young to know and understand what I'm talking about. And so if you listen, and
I?
you'll be very much aware what happened. Okay. See, a lot of our people, and it wasn't just women, but I'm speaking on the fact that in the context of this conversation, there was an article that talked about the 300,000 women. It was actually more than 300,000, right? And then there was a space that was being held. I was trying to get the people to come over here to have the discussion. Well, after the 60s movement, after the black family fought together, a lot of our people, whether they were elitist black men and women or they were just black women on a large scale, they went in government and forgot everybody else. And not only did they get in government and in corporate America, they got in position where they could have hired other black people. They didn't do it. And so now that the chickens coming home to roost, now it's the black women are under attack. Well, if the black women are under attack and that amount of them are losing their jobs, well, and you say you didn't need, though most of them say that they didn't need a man because they had bought into that liberal white woman shit. Uh, well, now that your chickens are coming home to roost, fight for your damn self. You don't need a man. Now that's not to those women who did the right thing, who loved their man despite the attacks that the men were under. I'm not speaking of those women. I'm specifically speaking of a set of women who said that they didn't need a man, and now their chickens coming home to roost. Go fight your own motherfucking fight. Don't try to make yourself look like some innocent group and that think that we gonna come fight for your ass. No, it's not gonna happen. We looking
Okay,
for the women that want to be family.
so so you clarify you're talking about a specific era and a specific group of women that that moved in that way.
And
You're
then
not
then
talking
and then
about
it started to trickle down to even
your.
your generation, your generational thinking.
No, no,
Oh yes.
no,
Oh.
no, no, no. So
Go ahead.
so you just said you're talking about the 60s, right? Yeah, I wasn't even a thought
No,
in
I
the
said
60s.
starting in the
So
70s, starting in the 70s.
you said 60s and
No, no, no,
70s.
no, no. I said after the 60s movement,
Okay. Well, it's still an era that I wasn't around in.
but
So I cannot
you're in this
speak.
era now. You in
Right.
this era.
That's what I'm attempting to speak to the
Yeah,
era right now.
go ahead.
And I do not speak for everybody. This is not a monolith. I can speak to my family structure and the way that I was raised and the things that I know and how I move as an adult and the people that I'm around as an adult, the choices that I make, the people that I allow in my life and they allow me into theirs. I can speak from that. And yes, that involves a large group of people, but it's still not everyone to make it a monolith. So I can only speak from thus how far I've been aware and in tune with the different things that are happening, because at one point I was not aware and I was not in tune because there wasn't time, because everything happens at the right time. So now that it's time for me to be aware and become and be a part of this information, this activism, I can speak from that and the things that I know. I can't speak for everyone in this era right now. And that's why I'm glad that you did clarify what you were speaking about, because I was going to ask, well, when did these people get fired? Because if we're talking about they got fired now, there's
Oh,
different
they
reasons.
just recently got fired. This
Okay, and I would say there's many different reasons why. One, maybe these people were, depending on their age, maybe they were in college and they were doing a college job and they got fired. Maybe you can factor that in. You can factor in the
I
thing
mean,
that you
there's a lot of
for
things you can factor in, but I'm saying the mere
maybe
fact that they're saying that more than 300,000 black women.
right. And I'm giving all of the different reasons why this could have happened instead of a blanket reason, because things move differently. If you go to every state, every job, every sector, they're not going to tell you all the same thing of why these people were fired. If you talk to different people, their stories are going to be different why they got fired. We do not want to forget that they do target us no matter what gender you are, because the system that we are under is a system set up of white supremacy. So they're going to target even, and we all know that they use the non Americans, legal and non-illegal, they use them as a pawn to target us. They
So
positions. So
stop.
those are
Before you go
different
further,
perspectives as well.
before you go further, is the system of America only white?
The system of yes, the system of yes, this is a system that was created. The corporation was created under a system of white supremacy. It is what it is.
Okay, so
And
first
not America. I'm not talking about America. I'm talking about the
off,
United States of America. It is a system of white supremacy. Yes, it is.
the system of America was not created by white people.
No, I'm not talking about America. I'm talking I separate the land from the United States of America. When I speak of that, I'm only talking about the United States of America Corporation. That's all I'm talking about right now.
Understood. So the system of America was not created by white people. Okay? So now, when y'all keep saying this white supremacy, that's basically saying that only white people make decisions in America. And we know that that's not true.
I'm pretty sure there is not, because there are people that play both sides. That's just common logic.
No, 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 no,
No, there's not
no,
people
no,
that
no.
play both sides.
Listen. The system of America is not just white. It's not just ran by whites. So there is no white supremacy. Okay?
Okay.
There's a racist ass system that includes all different ethnic groups. I'm not going to give that much power to nobody over me to say that they're supreme. That I'm not going to use supreme with no other people over my people, consciously or unconsciously.
Well, no, that's not what I was doing. That's a different perspective than where I was coming from. So that's not what I was doing at all, because I'm not going to do that to myself either.
But
That's
see,
not what
you
I was
don't
doing.
know
So
unconsciously that's what
misunderstood.
you're doing. Unconsciously, that's what you're doing.
No, that's not what I'm doing
What does
unconsciously. I
white
know
supremacy mean?
exactly what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. I'm very
What does white
strategic right
supremacy
now
mean?
as I'm speaking. So I know subconsciously I'm not doing that, sir.
I
I'm
got you, but
definitely
what does
not.
white supremacy mean?
You know better than me.
Okay, so let me tell you.
I'm
So
not I'm not going to answer that. You already know I'm not
yeah,
going to answer that.
I'm gonna answer it. You right? So when you read the definition of white supremacy, it doesn't even say that these quote unquote whites say that they're supreme. It says you believe that they supreme. That's what it says. You don't even have to go no further than it's saying that somebody else believes that they're supreme. It's not saying that they believe that they're supreme. So a lot of these things that we regurgitate basically are passed down to us, and so we continue to say it as if it's real. There is no system in America, no system in this country that's only ran by quote unquote white people. From the military to the Supreme Court to Congress to Senate, and no level of government is only ran by these quote unquote white people. So why do people keep saying white supremacy? You see? And so if we don't deal with that first part, then everything else that we do from that point, we'll think that we're some weak group of people that don't have a voice and that can't speak up and that's being told what to do. That's not true. There's nothing that happened to our people in this country without the aiding of abetting of some of our own people. Make no mistake about it. Don't no motherfucking white people tell us a goddamn thing. I'm telling you, our people are directly involved in this shit. They work together. A system, if anything, you should be saying a racist system. And the system is made up of different different parts. And that whole system is not white. There are no white people up top. There's a round table. And I keep trying to explain this to our people, but they want to argue about this white supremacy.
So let me add to that. It's like to what Mark is talking about, and the best way I can explain it's like the analogy of playing a game of chess. If you come to the table saying that your opponent is more superior than you that you're playing, you lose. I mean, you will lose. Okay, you're already saying they're more superior to you playing this game. But if you say if someone asks you, can you play the game? And you say yes, but you get whipped at that game, that don't mean they're more superior than you. That means you just haven't learned how to play the game. That's what we've been struggling with, okay?
See, a lot of them don't know that when they say white supremacy, they've been taught
Right,
to unconsciously stay in your
right,
place.
exactly.
That's basically what you've been saying. When you say that white supremacy shit, that means that you have agreed
To,
with this
that,
self
that,
convincing to stay in your
yeah,
place. That you've agreed with these old ass, scared ass black
right.
folks who told you from generation to generation that man, don't you talk back to them white folks.
And many of our people that look like us is the one that has been selling that to us the most. And that's why I no longer, so Mark, thank you for doing a good job articulating that. I no longer say that there is a white superiority. There ain't no damn white superiority. If you say it is, then it is. Okay?
But see, you know why these older people tell younger people that shit and other black
Because
people,
they're getting paid.
and not just that they getting paid, they want to have this fear instilled in
Right.
you, so you will do what they tell you to do, and they're gonna use this spook god
Yeah.
ass
It's the
cracker
boogeyman. It's the
in the
boogeyman.
background. And if you don't do what I say do, that white man gonna come fuck
You're
you
right.
up. No, motherfucker, we ain't scared of you or that
Right.
white man. Fuck you and that
Right.
white man.
Right.
And we willing to go to war with both of y'all
And
motherfucking ass.
exactly.
So we ain't teaching these kids that weak ass
No.
shit. We ain't telling them no motherfucking white
There ain't no
supremacy.
damn white supremacy. Stop that shit. It's,
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers keep saying that old shit.
you,
Dr. Neely said this that if you don't understand white supremacy, everything else. No, he was confused because that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, never challenged it.
Mark, you got a follower in here following you?
yeah, yeah, okay. There it is. You got a problem with me?
No, what's up, follower?
I'm
Go
ready
ahead,
for it.
and unlive. Go ahead, unlive.
Go
Let him
ahead.
talk.
I'm right. If you ready to bring up, whatever, because I've been having.
No. Come on. Let's go. Let's go to unlive.
I wouldn't. No, I was just teasing
Oh,
you
you
a bit,
teasing me? Okay,
follower.
all
But
right,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right,
all in good faith, all in
yeah,
good faith.
okay.
All right. So, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Mark. You said who? Clarice, and
No,
then
somebody. Well, Clarice, I think she got through to the bottom. Clarice
Is
Jones.
okay,
that sway
Yeah, I
okay.
me?
got
Is that
kicked out.
sway me messing with
Um,
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I think my app updated, so I didn't hear a lot of what was said because I got kicked out the space.
No. I guess what I'm saying to you is that when we hear this talk of white supremacy, it's really a fear that has been instilled in our people to basically stay in your place. And we're supposed to just go in automatic drive with this so-called spook god white supremacy. Ain't no motherfucker more supreme than us. And y'all need to stop saying that shit. Stop listening to them old scared motherfuckers in y'all family telling y'all
Well,
that.
nobody in my family.
I mean, whoever told you to say it because
No,
you
no, no.
regurgitated it.
It's not. It's. I mean, I don't take it that. I'm not saying there aren't people out there that take it the way that you're saying. Um,
Okay, so
I'm
let me
not
ask
going to
you,
say
as
that
a
they're
young
not.
person, why you saying it?
I'm not one of those people. I'm
Okay, who?
definitely
I'm asking
not.
you directly. Why are
Hmm?
you saying it? Why are you saying it?
Because I've come to know the system. I've come to know what it is. I've come to know how to separate the system from this land. People don't even do that when they speak. That's why I separate America from the corporation, which is the United States of America. I'm very clear when I speak and I say what I say because I know better. So, knowing the system that we are working to come from under, I need to know it so I can get from under it, so I can walk away of it and still stay in my land. So
So,
I know that there is a
Clarice,
mixture. I'm aware that there is a mixture of people. Of course, that's common logic. If you turn on your TV, if you talk to people, like it's in your face
Clarice,
all the time. At the same time,
watch this, Clarice. See,
go
whether it's
ahead.
the
I'm done.
corporation,
I'm done.
whether the corporation or the land, your people were hung, dog sicked on them, water sprayed on them, and for that reason, this is your shit. This is your shit, and start acting like it's yours.
That's what I just said. It's mine. I did say that.
I got you. I got you. And from this point on, stop saying that white supremacy shit. That's some old ass nigga rhetoric that they want, where they want to instill, stay in your place in you, unconsciously or consciously. These them old niggas trying to tell y'all to shut the fuck up and go along with that bullshit that they went along with. I'm older than you, and I'm telling you what them niggas be on. So when y'all say white supremacy, y'all regurgitating that stay in your
Right,
place. And you got it from some old black motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no cracker got enough sense. The motherfucker ain't got enough heart to walk up to you and say that he a white
right,
supremacist.
right.
He ain't got enough heart to walk up to me and tell me that he most supreme to me without getting fucked up.
So Mark, I did a radio interview, and came on a radio interview, and I was talking about what I was going through and I had a 78 or 80-year-old. This actually happened, and I went off on him. I told him that what was going on with me and everything, and he said on the air, "Me, Sean, you should have known better than to speak to that white woman that way. You shouldn't have never talked to her that way." I couldn't believe he said that to me and I said to him, I said, "Man, this ain't no 18, 17, 15. What the hell you talking about?"
Now, hold on now, because I want the little sister to hear what you just said and really let that sink
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
Look. We're showing you, little sister, that all that lingo and that rhetoric that comes from these
it comes
old
from the
scared ass
old. That's
niggas
exactly
that want you to stay in your
right.
place so they can be in front of you dictating to
Yeah,
you, you know what I'm saying, by they smiling for some
yeah,
cracker. But we in the business of fucking them and them
yeah,
crackers up. Ain't no motherfucking cracker gonna say no white supremacy to me,
right.
period. Ain't gonna say no I'm not around no real black men. Ain't no Ku Klux Klan. You know, ain't no motherfucking Proud Boys. They ain't gonna do none of that shit around us.
No,
So all that talking about that they support
right. I don't hear that
they
nonsense. I
that
want to hear none
hey,
of that.
Joe Biden couldn't have said that shit to me that he said to them hoe ass niggas. They'd have put me off the Zoom call. I'd have cussed that crack out. I'd have went the fuck off on his ass.
No,
Well, there's truth in all aspects of it. Even when you come into white supremacy, let alone you go into honorary supremacy. Honorary supremacy is brothers and sisters look just like you and me, and they have played a role in order to help them get to their agenda. And I get
And
what
that's
the
what I'm
sister
speaking
saying
on.
about
I'm
corporation.
saying exactly what you're saying, ancestor. I'm saying exactly what you're saying, and that's why we have to re-educate the minds of our young people. Our young people need to understand that these crackers ain't never did. Even back to the slave plantations, they ain't never did shit to our people without them sellout motherfuckers. And I'm telling y'all, when y'all run into that cracker and that sellout, that cracker and that wheat thin ass nigga, you beat both of they motherfucking ass. Stop letting these motherfuckers tell y'all about this fear of what the fuck they gonna do.
That's right. Coon jokers all day long. That's right.
They trying to program you, little sister. They want to program you to believe that you should stay in your place and shut up. You know what I'm saying? And follow what I say, because I'm right next to the white man. And so I'm standing right. You remember the movie Django? Huh? Remember Life? Tell them about the gun line boss. We trying to teach y'all really what's happening here. See, we just old enough to know this mindset that's being passed down. Y'all ain't got to stop saying that white supreme. Ain't no motherfucker more supreme than you.
Hey, Mark, I don't think.
I don't give a fuck how much money they got, what position they in. The motherfucker by nature, he ain't more supreme than you. The motherfucker is more Neanderthal than he human. So he ain't nowhere near more supreme than you. Stop saying that weak ass shit. Stop regurgitating them old ass niggas, them old scared ass niggas shit. Fuck them old ass niggas if they ain't gonna speak up. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
stand
that goes
for being
with
black.
DNA altogether, Mark. And you
Huh?
know it goes with DNA. If you don't believe it, you will not achieve it. So that's the thing right there. It goes
No,
into
I
the
just get so
DNA.
upset when our people consciously or unconsciously say that shit. They don't understand who they are. They don't understand just how superior they are. You a full human being. That motherfucker, the son hate that motherfucker. You talking about some white supremacy. The son killed him. And you talking about he's supreme. I don't give a fuck what he started, what he thought he started. That motherfucker never be more supreme than you. In no type of way. You don't say shit like that.
Yeah, we really got to stop
And
saying
you
that.
don't listen to no old black ass motherfucking people tell you no shit like that.
Go ahead. The Una's been up here.
No, I was
Is it?
trying to come up for the longest, but I
Oh
was.
yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
I just want to say peace, black power, and reparations, and I agree 1,000% with what Mark said in regards to the white supremacy. I even termed it in my book white inferiority because that's what it is. That's what they show. Everything they do shows how inferior they are to us. The thing in regards to the topic. Okay, I was just Googling while you was talking, and everything is about terminology. So when you say that 300,000 black women are fired, where is that number coming from? That number is coming from them. Why are they putting that number out there? And why are they not putting that number out there about the black men? Because also black men was fired. But if you Google it, there's nothing about it. And I think that's done on purpose. So instead of the conversation should be, why should men care? It's the fact that you want to know why white people, because you know white people don't care about black women in the first place. You know the white inferior media don't have a positive image or don't want a positive image of black women. So why are they so inclined to tell us that we've been fired from our jobs, like they care about, to do anything to help us? So I feel like it's another ploy for them to try to have us go at each other because there are no statistics or no data about the black man. And as a black woman who was fired from her job simply for being black, and I was a state worker, I was a probation officer of the state of New Jersey. I was in the criminal division, the same county that has a warrant out for Asana Shakur arrests, and it was only 2 black men in that entire division. And I worked there for 9 years.
See,
2 of them.
unlie. See, I made the title to get people to come so we can have the conversation. What they call it, clickbait.
Okay.
Right? But see,
Clickbait. Okay, because I
but see,
clicked and I was in the bed.
the real part of it is the real part of, in the context in which I'm presenting it, is based on the fact that you did have not only some black women but some black men too that didn't give a fuck about the black people, and so now that they're getting fired, they want us to go fight for them, and we're not going to do it. We're not
I
going to do a damn thing. We don't care that you're saying it's black women. We don't care if you're saying it's black women and men. Those specific set of people, when they lose their jobs, when they after they have worked against the interests of us, fuck them. I don't give a shit what the fuck happened to them. Now those black people that cared about black people, that got in position in managerial positions and hired other black people, hey, those are the ones that we can fight for. But all those that got in there and they fucked over them poor women and children, because you had a lot of black men and women work for government, and when they dealt with them poor people in the housing authority and the aid offices, they were fucking over them black people. And now that their ass got fired, good. Now let's all get together as a black family and fight again together, because that's what put them in position. It was the
Yes, but
black
Yeah,
it
we
was
got to
family.
also
reset.
done
It's a
because
reset.
but you got to understand the psychological warfare that's behind this. And I just wanted to make sure that we keep in mind who the enemy is, because
We very
sometimes
clear.
when
Oh
you're
well,
fighting,
we very clear who the enemy is. You know what I'm saying? It's those that were working for government that align themselves with them enemy ass crackers. Them crackers and wheat thin was working together. It wasn't
But
just no goddamn crackers.
you know,
Wheat thins and
but
them
not
crackers worked
every
together.
job. So is this 300,000 only for government workers?
But
Yes.
this was talking about government workers.
If
Oh,
Yes, they're
This was
government
talking about
workers.
government
if
workers.
they're government
oh, well
workers, a
that's,
lot of them were probably our sisters. I'm keeping
oh
But
my
no.
goodness.
That ain't where I'm going with this. She just said be clear of who the
right,
enemy
right. Be
is.
clear.
The enemy is the cracker and the wheat thin that was working together. We ain't gonna
okay.
say the cracker is more of an enemy than the wheat thin. They side by side.
Yeah.
So they
Wheat
both
thin
get
is
the same smoke.
crazy.
Yeah.
They both get the same smoke.
Yeah. Mark.
Okay, I mean, I agree because I was in a position where the hiring manager at my job was black. She brought me up on those bogus charges, but she did it for the white people. So when the white people told her to bring the black girl up and she knew it was illegal, she did it anyway. So when I filed my lawsuit, I made sure I put her in it. The
So now,
crim the
stop right there now. Stop right there. See, that's why that's what. See, that's the conversation that we are going. Hold on, followers. This, come on, come
No,
on.
no. I'm
The
quiet. Go
part of the
ahead.
conversation that we're gonna have. See, when the wheat thing get fired, then they want to tell you about the cracker. No. You
because
just gave
you
the
made a
perfect
decision.
example that wheat thin ass nigga wench, along with that racist ass cracker, got together and tried to fuck over you, right?
Yes.
One ain't no more, you know what I'm saying, the enemy than the other one. Are they? Were they?
Well, no, they're all the same. I wrote it.
They was
I set
together,
line
wasn't
up
they? They were in
all
on
of
it
them
together,
together.
trying to
Yep.
fuck for you, right?
I was gonna ask.
They were co-conspirators in their
Now,
crimes.
stop.
So when
Now,
I
now,
filed
now,
my
now, now,
lawsuit,
let's slow walk this now. Please, y'all. When y'all bring this stuff up, let's slow walk it, because see, you're gonna have a lot of people come in here and they're gonna want to be victims. They're gonna think that we're wrong for saying what we're saying. And then furthermore, they want you to just pay attention to the cracker. I'm trying to tell y'all the wheat thin and the cracker is the same. They're not
it is the
separate.
same. Uh-uh.
Stop letting
Because
wheat thin and cracker separate. No, they
they were
wasn't
in a
the same when they
position
came for you, right?
when they were in a position where the HR manager is the person who say to bring you up on charges or not. So when the
Exactly.
cracker brought to them and said, "Listen, she was out of work for a week,
And the
but I
wheat
had
thin carried it
FMLA.
out, didn't it?
I had FMLA due to a medical issue. I had approved paperwork. So the HR manager, who was black, should have said, we cannot bring her up on charges because of this FMLA status, but she did it anyway because the white woman told her to do it."
Hold it now. I'm saying this for a reason now, because I don't want nobody in this room to get this shit mixed up, twisted, or anything like that. Look, she just told y'all that the HR manager had the power to stop it. But the HR manager found more in common with the goddamn cracker. The wheat thin and the cracker is one and the same. Don't you let
Mhm.
that wheat thin tell you, I didn't have nothing to do with it. You a motherfucking lie.
I just
You know
did
what
what
I'm
they
saying?
told
Don't you
me.
let that wheat thin tell you I'm a woman and fuck that.
She was a
Man, you ain't
woman.
no motherfucking woman. You
She
ain't
got
goddamn
sued just
black.
like they
You
did.
ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? You a wheat thin and you partner with that cracker, so I'm gonna get both of y'all motherfucking ass.
I sued the head judge. The
I
head judge was black in the state of New Jersey. The head judge was appointed when a kid had died in diapers. So they tried to put a black judge in charge to be over the judiciary, so the judiciary can still treat black people like slaves. But it had is like the black faces in high places. And I sued him too. And I'm trying to depose him right now because he was the head black person in charge. And to me, it don't matter who it was. You could look like me or look like like them, but you was in a position to do something about what happened to me, and you chose to support white inferiority. So I wrote your name down on the list, just like I wrote their name down on the list.
Now,
Anybody could do
unlie,
it.
unlie. Watch this.
And
Yes.
See, that's why. See, those are the people I'm speaking of in this title. So when they get fired, I don't give a fuck that they was women. You wasn't no, you didn't give a fuck that you was a woman when you was helping, when your wheat thin ass was helping them crackers fuck over them poor people. So
Yeah,
now
that's
you done
right.
got fired. Fuck you. Do it on your own. You said you didn't need a man. You had it all figured out, and you was smiling with them crackers, and some of them was in there fucking them crackers, right? The men and the women.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them black women
Mm-hmm.
was fucking the men and women crackers. You know what I'm saying? They was eating pussy and
Married
fucking
to
people.
him.
You know what I
They
mean?
was married to him. Some of them black women prosecutors married to judges and became judges in Jersey. Mm-hmm.
And they was eating that white pussy too. You know what I'm saying?
I,
They eat
I
that
hope
white pussy
not.
too. So now
Mm.
that they firing their ass, don't come to us crying, motherfucker. Go back over there with them crackers. Take your ass on over there. Get the fuck on away from us.
And that's
Mark,
why I
All
want
Mark,
to
right.
fight my
I
war
have,
for that.
before we continue, just a question, you all. I can't really see who's who on my screen. I can't really tell who's the next one to speak either, Mark.
So you got I think this the
It was
unapologetic,
After me, it
unapologetic
was
before
Thee.
me.
the
flowers.
It
unapologetic,
was Thee
It was
and then
first.
unapologetic before me.
yeah, unapologetic, and then Twizzle, then Trinity, right? But I just want to stop by saying this. I want them to all three speak. I made this title to get y'all to first. I draw y'all up in here, but
Mm-hmm.
then break down uh uh uh, uh the context in which I'm presenting this. I'm specifically speaking to a set of people, women in this conversation, because women were brought up in the article, even though there's men that were fired too. Yes, unlike, yes, we know that it wasn't just women. We know that, but let's not be fooled when we have this deep in depth conversation that a lot of those set of women uh, 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 were up with the bullshit, and now that they're getting fired, oh, it's we under attack. No, motherfucker, y'all under attack. You
And I just want to
motherfuckers are now
say,
your chickens are coming home to roost. You ain't gonna play that woman shit on us. You won't get what, hey, what Malcolm say? You won't run that jive shit down on, hell no. No, motherfucker, you was in there blocking them. Matter of fact, fuck it, we ain't even talk about men. Talk about how them uppity niggas was in there blocking them black women in government. Talk about
and
how
this is the
Yes, that's what I
them
was
uppity
talking
niggas
about.
was blocking them black women who was coming to the aid office for help, and they helped them immigrants, but they didn't help the black women that were coming for help. Let's talk about them black women that were working at HUD and them housing authorities that was throwing them black women out. You know what I'm saying, for any and everything while they were helping them immigrants. And so now for the last 4 years they did it under Biden, and everything was all good. Now that Trump firing them motherfuckers, fuck them. Now you got to get out here and fight with us.
And this is the thing. It was just them not being on code. And black
Very
people, when you
clear.
get your position, when you get your job, I have a bachelor's, I have a master's. I was a probation officer for 9 years. All that's cool and crunch. But at the end of the day, I still live by the code. And a lot of times when you get that position, people think, oh, we have a mortgage, we have bills, we can't do this. And they didn't realize that I was willing to risk it all. Like, you fired me from my job because I stood up for
So,
not only for
I'm gonna
myself,
I'm gonna
and
let
for
you
black
say it
people.
as a black woman, because sometimes when men are saying it, it can be harsh. It's portrayed as harsh. You
When they
know
say
some
what?
so you know some of them black women was in there fucking over poor black women. You know what I'm saying? That work for government.
Yeah, they were supporting the white inferiority. They understood for Massa they had to act a certain way. They knew that Massa was weak, and they knew if Massa say do this, they would carry the water for Massa. And at the end of the day, as a person with integrity, regardless of if you
And
like the
then they
person or
say,
not,
and then they said,
certain
like,
things you can't do.
and then they said, girl, I gotta pay my motherfucking Mercedes bill.
That's what they
I gotta
said.
pay my house note. I ain't trying to get them and lose my job for that bitch. That's exactly
And
how they
that's
was saying.
why,
So
You know how I know?
in addition to my lawsuit, I wrote
Look,
the book.
hey, look. You know how I know they were saying it? Cause I got some of them in my family.
Oh,
I got some of them in my family that when they saw other family members that was fucked up, oh, they used to turn their nose up on them. You know what I'm saying? They look down and frown upon them, and they didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? If they kid, if some of the other family members' kids didn't have school clothes, and they didn't give a fuck. So now the chickens coming home to roost. Fuck them niggas. I don't give a fuck that they women. Motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You was a woman when you did that evil ass shit. You knew you was a
They
woman
try to
then.
pull a
And
sympathy card.
one day in there saying, fuck that bitch, you know what I'm saying? That Section 8 ass bitch.
That's what
You know
they're
what I'm
saying to
saying?
me right now.
Huh? Huh?
That's what they're saying to
So
me right now.
now that they chickens coming home to roost, we're not gonna even throw them all the way away. Sexy Rock. We saying to them now, motherfucker, with your I don't need a man ass. Now come on over here with us as men and let's fight as a family. Then. We ain't gonna even throw your motherfucking nigga ass all the way away. We saying let's get together as family and we gonna fight this shit the way we fought it prior to your nigga ass
But you
going
have to
into
be
corporate
careful
America
because
in the
they still have
70s.
that mental.
We fought as
You
a
have
family.
to be careful because they still have that mentality. Like once you have that mentality, yes master, no, it takes a different kind of person. So you don't know if you want the yes master, no
Well, we
master
gonna
on
put
your
their ass in
team.
the back of the line then. We
Yeah,
put
put
them
them
in
in
the
the
back
back.
of the line
The
now that they got
mentality that
fired.
they
Put them in the back of the
have
line.
that you would do another black person that way. I was taken off of work because I had a child. My daughter was 4 months in the hospital. So I had FMLA because my child was sick and they didn't care about, I was suspended for a week without pay. When I filed my federal lawsuit, and I don't want to say I'm petty, I literally filed it over a week worth of pay. So it was less than $1,000, maybe $850 after taxes. But to
We gonna
me,
go
it
to
was the
unapologetic.
principle.
I just want you to say that as a woman because you know a lot of people may think that I'm just saying this and I may hate women. I don't hate women. I hate niggas. I hate wheat thins. I'm not gonna fight for no motherfucking wheat thin and no niggas, no nigga vampires. I don't give a fuck, male or
Just
female.
say
So
fuck shit,
you know
Mark.
what?
It's just fuck shit. You
I
know?
know it's fuck
Like
shit.
what you
That's why
talking
I'm
about?
having a discussion.
I took FMLA when I didn't have no kids, Queen. Like, what the fuck? Like, I
Who's
took it
that
because I knew
talking?
these white motherfuckers was taking advantage of me.
Hold on now.
I'm
We go to
sorry, Mark.
unapologetic first.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, unapologetic, because I know
Was
what
that Trinity talking?
that is Trinity.
Yes, love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, unapologetic. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
From Mark,
Yeah, go ahead.
Swamy, Twizzle, and everybody else. What's going on? Um, First thing I want to say is this. I did call ICE on a few people today. I'm also applying for ICE right now. They got some crazy ass rules you gotta follow. To answer your question that 300K fired black women, I actually don't believe in that because they literally just threw that damn random number out and people just went with it.
No. Anything that comes out in the press, in these polls, this data, always look at that shit as fixed and screwed and made up. You know what I'm saying? So automatically,
Exactly.
yes. And
And
so when I hear people say
I never believe in that.
yeah, no, hell no. Never totally believe in any of that shit. But I'm saying we do know of some of our people, male and female, who've gotten in government, fucked over black folks, mainly poor black people. And now that they're getting fired, they want us to cry for them. And I'm saying to us, do not cry for them. Let them lose it all first, and then they have it where they
Well,
forced to have to come back with the rest of us and fight. Because when they were in those positions where they could have hired black people, no different than the Mexicans in California and places like that hired their people, these black people didn't do it. They got in there and they frowned upon everybody else. While everything was going good, they were saying, fuck them welfare ass niggas, fuck them ghetto ass niggas. And now they've been relegated back to the ghetto. Now they in the ghetto all over again. So guess what? Now they got to fight back. They got to fight with us now. They got to stand side by
I'm
side. You ain't no special
I'm gonna
motherfucker.
say this. I'll say this, Mark. Since I'm in New York and I understand what you're saying about the government job, I noticed that they gave most of these government jobs to these mostly to these damn Caribbeans. And I know they fucked over a ton of people to help their own people. I know that for a fact.
Twizzle, where you go, man? Come on up. It's on you, and then it's on Trinity.
I think he went back down a listener.
Okay. Well, go ahead then, Trinity.
Well, I think it was on Twitter before me, but
Okay. You
But
got it. Go ahead.
man.
Go
my
ahead.
He went
bad. I
back down
stepped
a listener.
away. I had stepped away and my
Oh,
reception
okay.
had dropped. What's going on, y'all? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I came up to speak about this because we were talking about this, I mean, a few months ago. Do y'all remember when they revoked those nursing licenses for a lot of those black Nigerians who was up here working? Well, as me being on the West Coast up here in the Bay Area, the major healthcare provider up here is Kaiser Permanente. You know, and hey, Mark Carter, I had a motorcycle accident in 21 where I went down where a motherfucker cut me off on my Harley, where I went down and where I broke my jaw. And when I was in the hospital those 10 days, it was nothing but Nigerian nurses in there. Nothing but Nigerians. And this one, it became aware to me because I know Tariq talked about it, but when I was in that hospital is when I experienced it. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but Nigerian females and Nigerian men. And there was this one dude who I shared a room with. He had spinal surgery and he had a male Nigerian nurse, and that male Nigerian nurse was dogging him. He was being hella rough with him, talking crazy to him. And I even heard him hit him one time, and we had to report on his ass. You know what I'm saying? And when the nursing manager came in, I had the cosign was like I heard him hit him, and I heard how he's talking to him and how he's treating him. This man just had spinal surgery and he haven't had any, they supposed to give us medication. When you have surgery, they supposed to give you medication every 4 to 5 hours. This man didn't give this man his medication, what, for 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? So this is what they was doing. And when,
Twizzle. That's clearly who they are. But
yeah, I just
no,
want to
but
say
no, look,
this though.
look, watch
Let
this
me,
now. Watch this. Watch this. See, I live within minutes of the medical district here in Chicago, right? Prior to the 90s, the majority of the Illinois medical district was black Americans
and Filipinos.
and Americans, period. It was these uppity ass niggas, these nigga Greeks here, starting with Bobby Steele, who ended up becoming the Cook County board president. She was first the Cook County commissioner of the district, and then she worked her way up into presidency. She told me out of her mouth, I'm the one that brought the immigrants into the medical district. Cause these niggas, and I called her all type of bald head black bitches when she said that shit. And then she want to play in.
I'm sorry. Why did she say that to you?
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, because I was
I'm
pointing,
sorry. I
I,
think I missed the first part.
I was pointing it out, sister. I was pointing it out, and I said in a meeting, there's no way that all these immigrants got in this medical district over the years, without you, President Steele. I mean, Commissioner Steele. This that time she was the commissioner, and she went the fuck off. She let it be known. See, them AKA bitches been doing shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Them alpha fuck ass
Selling us
niggas
out,
been
bed
doing shit
wenching,
like that.
bed
They
wenching.
been doing this shit. They been bringing in these immigrants and everybody else to undermine us since the 90s and on large scale. You didn't have a lot of immigrants in this country
We
prior to
didn't.
the 90s, y'all.
We didn't.
Prior to the 90s, you had a few, but you didn't have them in large numbers until after the 90s. Well,
Mm-hmm.
how did they get here? Don't talk about the immigrants.
I
What
think that's
they
when we
doing without shit?
realized it,
I
bro.
say the
Huh?
late '90s. I say the late
In the
'90s,
90s.
early 2000s, because I remember
Right,
those
but I think
times.
they've been.
You know,
I think they've been bringing them here, like decade upon decade,
Yeah,
like slowly
yeah.
but
Can I say
surely.
something about the medical industry?
Listen, y'all.
let me finish
Hold,
though.
stop,
Let me
stop,
land
stop,
my
stop,
plane though. Let me land my plane
stop.
because I wasn't finishing
Hold on,
what I
Twizzle.
was saying. Go ahead, Mark.
Hold on, Twizzle. I got you, Twizzle. Listen, y'all. Look, we are the children of the 90s. That when it was time for us to go to work, not only did they bring these immigrants in and put them in the medical field, they also brought them in and put them in most of the jobs due to NAFTA. NAFTA was the North American Trade Agreement that sent all of our jobs out of the country Under Joe Biden, he led the charge with this shit. And some of the Republicans were up with it as well, that with the Uniparty. Remember that Uniparty now. Well, Joe Biden was one of the main ones who said that he was not going to put niggas to work. We were those so-called niggas that he was talking about. So we can tell y'all when they start coming to this country, because we start seeing ourselves lose opportunities. There weren't even jobs at motherfucking McDonald's that they wanted us to have. Them motherfuckers, not only did they lock us out of the jobs, they locked us the fuck up. When they talk about the third grade test scores, y'all, that was in the 70s when they looked at our third grade test scores. By the 80s, they had structured all of the crime bill, welfare reform, and NAFTA. By the 90s, they rolled that shit the fuck out on us. Listen to what I'm saying to y'all again so y'all know the timeline. In the 70s, they took and looked at our third grade test scores. They linked us back to our parents who they figured weren't shit because they had brainwashed them through the education system, miseducation system. By the 80s, they had wrote up all the legislation that they were going to implement in the 90s. All this shit is done beforehand, not when the president gets in office. It's always done prior to. And so in the 80s, when they started crafting and structuring all of this welfare reform, NAFTA, the crime bill, they didn't do it without them elitist ass niggas that was up, them weak thin ass niggas that was partnered with them crackers. So by the 90s, when it was time for us to go to work, they used all that data, they used all those plans and rolled them out on us. They
No,
did.
bro, they didn't
So
use that. They already had their plan in motion.
I
They knew
understand.
what
That's
they
yeah,
were
exactly
going
that's
to
what
what
I'm
do
he's
saying to
saying.
regardless
you.
of our test
That's what
scores,
I'm
is what
saying
I'm
to
saying.
So
you.
you're saying that by the
Okay.
time the 90s came, when people were old enough to go to work, that's when they
They rolled the plans
rolled it
out
out.
in the early 90s. They rolled the plans out where they sent the jobs overseas, and all the jobs that they didn't send overseas that they kept here. They brought immigrants from other countries to come here and work the jobs.
And
Now
Mark,
the
No,
other
I'm just
understand, I
saying, like,
remember all
our
the
test scores
telemarketing.
hold
didn't
on, it's on
necessarily,
Twizzle. Go
yeah,
ahead, Twizzle.
they did get information
Yeah,
from
because
our tests,
Trinity, I just want to say
Twizzle,
but
this
not
though.
entirely,
I
is what
want to
I'm
say
saying.
this though,
Like,
because
they knew what the fuck they was going to do.
what Mark saying is 100% correct, because me and Mark, we niggas in our 50s. So we've been around and we saw shit. When my time, it used to be called the CTBS test, and we was taking that in elementary school. You know what I mean? And it was basically a curriculum that they was just testing our mentalities to see who was what and who was capable of anything. Because when I went to school didn't teach me shit. Only thing school taught me was how to read, write, and how to do mathematics. I learned the majority of my knowledge and my education and my experience came when I got out of school. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say these public schools ain't shit. But what Mark Carter is saying, and we're gonna get up on the medical industry on how all these people fired, I 100% agree, because even if some of them were black women, there were some black women who thought they were above the black community and didn't need the black community anymore, and they went to the motherfucking crackers and the motherfucking Europeans, and they was like, yeah, I'm one of y'all now. We deal with this shit out here. Like I said, with Kaiser pay people good money. And once they get that money, they feel like they can't listen no more. And they feel like they're not a part because they're able to be able to afford a house and pay their rent. But one thing for sure, one thing for sure, two things for certain, they fail to realize you are black and you can be replaceable for one thing. You can be replaced because what we're dealing with right here, right now, instead of paying you $35 an hour, they can pay this motherfucking immigrant $10 an hour and get the same motherfucking efficiency. Not only that, same loyalty and discipline. Not only that, have fear that the black Americans don't have no more. One thing these immigrants have, they have fear, and that's something these white boys use, and that's their number one tool, because they know, these immigrants know they can be deported, they can have police called on them, and they can lose their shit just like that. But with a black American, they can't do that. They can't call immigration, they can't call police, they can't do shit because they know their job is on the line just like us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of glad that this shit is happening, because this is what I call a humbling experience. And this is something that a lot of people need, a humbling experience, because they get their money, they get their privilege, and they get their so-called success in life, and they feel like they don't need nobody no more. But that's when you're fucked up, because we all need each other. We all need each other, and we all can learn from one another. But just because you got a good job, making $100,000, $200,000 a year, and you doing good, and you feel like you're better, hey, you're finna have a humbling experience. And what's the title of this room? 300 black people got fired, 300 black women got fired. Hey, that's an example right there. And Mark, I want to say this: what you said earlier, the wheat thin and the rich, the wheat thin and the rich is still the same cracker. That's a hell of a title of a space, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I land my plane right there. Shout out to y'all,
And,
man.
and
No,
can I say
no.
something real
What
quick?
I'm showing y'all is that the wheat thin and the cracker is one and the same. Don't y'all let them play that.
Hey, that'd be a hell of a title of a space, Mark. You
Yeah.
should save
Hey,
that one day.
hey, hey,
Yeah,
Mark
Man
Carter.
hold up,
or
man, God,
Hey,
hold up,
woman.
hey,
man, God, because it's on Trinity next. But see, look, y'all, and I'm cutting y'all off for a reason, so y'all would be laser focused. Fuck these idle conversations just to be having them. And not only are we talking about this shit, we gonna do something about it. We gonna move beyond just having the conversation, or we gonna do something about this shit. You know what I'm saying? The days are over just talking about the problem and ain't solving the motherfucker. Okay? So now that they motherfucking ass is getting fired, get their motherfucking ass back over here with us and get in the fight together with us. You didn't need a man then, you need one now, motherfucker. And get your ass over here with the black family. Because we don't care about no man shit, no woman shit. We care about the black family. Fuck the gay
Right,
shit,
because
the young
we are
shit, the
one.
old shit.
We are one.
That's the only way it's gonna work. That's the way it worked that opened the door. How you think it opened the door? How you think the doors were open for them to go into corporate American government? It was the black family that was fighting together. You know how I know the black family? Because J. Edgar Hoover say the threat is the black family. He saw, you know what I'm saying, those women from state to state, city to city, when Dr. King then was going from city to city. Them black women were right there, ready to intercept them, make sure that they were food, clothed, and sheltered.
Hey,
We
hey,
didn't
hey.
operate as no motherfuckers.
Or
We didn't
locked in
operate
arms
as no
with them too.
goddamn, huh?
And locked in arms with them too.
Exactly. With no motherfucking genderism.
Mark, in
And
our
so
time,
when
we
you hear
held the
them niggas
door
saying
open.
that gender shit, you ain't got to respect that gender shit. That's some white woman shit. That motherfucking LGBT shit, that's some white people shit. Stop saying that motherfucking
Preach,
shit. We ain't a part
bro.
of none of
Yeah,
that
Tell
because in
shit.
our
them
motherfucking time, we
real
held the
talk.
door open. If we got a job,
Period.
if we came up on option, we
Real
came up on
fucking talk.
opportunity, we held
Sorry.
the door open for people. We didn't slam the
But
door
I'm
and be
saying
like
though, prior to them niggas
token
started
nigga.
going in government, Twizzle. See, in the 90s, I mean in the 70s is when our people moved into government. And they started aligning themselves with all those old isms and ideologies and that motherfucking feminist shit and that gay shit and the LGBT. Man, that ain't our culture. Our culture is family, it's village. And any of them niggas
Oh,
operating
they
outside of the
did
village
infiltrate
culture.
that feminism shit before the 70s, bro. You know that.
No, but I'm saying to you that's when when our people start grabbing a hold. Our women wasn't fucking with no goddamn feminism, you know what I'm saying, prior to the 70s. They wasn't fucking with that shit.
Because it was never for us. It was because they oppressed their women,
And it
and
still ain't
their
for no
women
black
said
women.
we want to be feminists.
And it still ain't for no black women. It ain't that it wasn't
Right? It's
for
not.
us.
It's not.
Look, it still ain't for y'all black ass. That's why y'all started the womanist movement. Because them white women told y'all black ass there ain't no motherfucking black feminists.
Yeah, and then the buffer class came in. We got these, non-black Americans and non-FBAs talking about, yeah, they're latching on to this white feminism bullshit.
But see, that's why
Lord,
we got to go back
it's just
to
a double
black
whammy, y'all.
agenda.
It's a triple whammy that we're conquering. Period.
But see,
Because
Trent,
we are the fabric of this
Trinity.
country.
But
Go ahead, bro.
Trinity, watch this. We're going back to the black family. And anybody who goes against the black family and the black agenda, we must treat them like the enemies that they are. Stop letting them get away with that shit. I don't give a fuck if they're y'all family members. If
Oh,
them motherfuckers is not
Period.
about
I
the
know
black
that's right.
agenda and about the black family, they are anti-black and they must be treated like enemies. Them cracker ass niggas, them wheat thin niggas in y'all family that's hook up with them crackers, y'all fuck over them crackers and them wheat thins. Stop saying that white supremacy shit like these crackers, you know what I'm saying, is more powerful than you. That's them old nigga wheat thins trying to convince y'all that y'all don't have no power. Ain't nothing y'all can do. You know why? Again, to the new ones that just came in the room. They say that so they can control you. That wheat thin nigga be teaching y'all that shit so then that they can control you and you get up under them. So I'm telling y'all to go against both of them. Y'all don't have to, but fuck that talk of white supremacy. Ain't no motherfucker more supreme than human beings. Ain't no look at y'all hair. Y'all real hair. Y'all got real hair. These white women ain't got no motherfucking real hair. That recessive ass weak shit. That wet dog
Yeah,
ass shit.
they have their shit. It's not
I
our
said they
shit,
ain't got
you
no
know.
real hair. I'm talking about period. That shit ain't real. Stand them next to a tree. Stand them next to a tree. Who is in line with nature? You are. That's why they tell you your motherfucking. Oh man, your hair's ugly. Your hair ain't ugly. Your hair's
Yeah, you
real.
are more than in line, right?
You're in line with nature. When you stand next to them trees, you look just like that tree. Your hair is in an afro and it stands up. Their shit is recessive, weak, like their eyes and their skin. That's why the sun burned their motherfucking ass up because they're recessive. They're a genetic mistake. You the reality. You know what I'm saying? You the real deal. And you've been told that you being real is ugly. No,
Right,
we ain't teaching that shit to
right.
our next generation of children.
So yeah, so this is actually a good thing.
Hold on, man. It's on Trinity. Go ahead,
Oh,
Trinity.
I thought she spoke. My bad.
Right. So I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I would say it's just like you said, recessive. Let's be, a little cordial here. Like I'm gonna give y'all a tiny bit of a backstory. Like, I'm completely black. Yeah, I got some recessive genes way back when or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And just, real just genes. But for the most part, several hundred years I'm black, right? And it's just I'll never forget it. Like when I was in like first grade and shit, I had curly hair and like it would be black girls talking about, oh, we want your hair, and I was like, I want your hair. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, my point is,
No.
okay,
Say
bro,
that
you
again. Say
already
that again
broke
for
it
those that
down.
didn't hear you. Say
I
that
say
again.
it again. I say it again. When I was a young girl, and I used to get I even got colorism hate from my own family. And it was really only my mom, actually. I'll be
No. Say
honest.
what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? We know some
But in
family members crazy.
school,
We know
when
some of them was crazy.
people would
Go
say
ahead.
you
Say what
got
you're saying.
good hair, it was a lot of girls that used to be like, you got good hair, you got good hair, and I used to be like, damn, like I really want your hair, the fuck, but yeah, that's what it was. Cause I don't know if it was a difference, it was shit, or me not, I wasn't aware of nor no shit. It was just like, they used to be telling me that I had good hair, and it was like, what? Like, okay, like I like your hair,
Trinity.
but
All to
yeah,
all that don't understand, if your hair automatically lays down, you're recessive. It's weak. Your eyes, if they're blue and you're weak. If
well,
your
that was
skin,
indoctrination type of thing, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I had curly hair,
well, no, I'm speaking. I'm
they were
speaking to
trained to say
what is
good
being
hair,
what our
and I
people
was
been
like,
convinced.
no.
No, I'm speaking to what our people been convinced is beauty. Ain't shit beautiful about something that's weak. Ain't nothing beautiful about that. You've been sold a bill of goods. You've been sold bullshit.
Right, when a
If it
motherfucker
automatically
done,
lays down,
right.
that shit is weak. It's recessive. It has no life. You stand next to a tree
Yeah,
with
when
that
somebody done
afro, you
tried to
look just
say they
like that
can
tree.
conquer, or it's more powerful than you, and that's what I wanted to speak about. Right, because it's not, when I say white supremacy, because Mark, I totally get your stance when you talk about it. You know what I'm saying? when I say it, like I speak from a sense of just, the systematic shit that goes on and what have you. Of course, we know that these motherfuckers done, you know, conquered us in other ways that was very unethical and immoral, and we know that they're not genetically,
What's the excuse in 2025?
spiritually
What's the excuse in
powerful or none of
2025?
that.
What's the excuse in 2025 for black people to keep saying white supremacy?
It's not an excuse. It's like Tariq kind of says. It's the word that, because we want our reparations, right? So we're using what the terminology that they specified, right, at that point in time.
They
Even
never
though we
specified that,
know, of course, they done
but
stole
they never
every fucking
specified
thing
that.
from us, right?
Let me ask you a question, Trinity.
Go ahead.
Have you ever heard in your lifetime a white person say white supremacy to you?
Bro, now you know
Do you mean
these
No.
to
people
me
have
or in
used
general?
deception. You
You ain't never heard
been
them say it in
deceptive.
general.
They're gonna
You
I
heard black
constantly
did.
be
people tell.
deceptive.
I have.
They want to win, but
Hey, hey,
we're
hey,
not gonna let them
hey,
win by
stop,
telling
stop,
them,
stop, stop, stop,
hey,
stop,
this
stop,
is
stop,
the
because
okay,
because
fine.
because we always go back to this conversation again. Okay, y'all hear black people saying that white supremacy shit to you. Okay,
I've heard somebody say it on
But
the
white
space
people said
a
it at
couple
one
of months.
point, right? Hold
I've
on,
heard
who said that?
someone say that a couple of months ago on this platform. That's what they were. That's how
tell,
they
tell, tell,
identify
tell me what
themselves.
they said. Tell me what they said. What is it?
But he said that he's a white supremacist, and
Okay,
he was talking because I went into space and I was listening, and it was him, and he was saying he was a white supremacist, and he was having a
okay,
conversation. I just sat in space and I just listened, but he
okay, cool,
literally said
cool,
those
cool.
words.
Now let me ask you the follow up question. Based on the definition, do you believe he's supreme?
No,
Okay, so now why the fuck are y'all keep saying it then? If you don't believe he's supreme, because
Because
that's what the
we have
definition says. The
to.
definition says that you believe that the motherfucker's supreme. It doesn't say that he said he's supreme.
We're
It
not
say
saying we believe it, bro.
yeah,
When we
that's
say
exactly what you're
it,
saying when you say it.
no, we're not.
What are you
okay, I
saying
get what
then?
you're
Do you
saying.
remember when they
No, no,
said
no.
it?
What are you saying? If you keep saying it,
When
what are
they
you saying?
created the Constitution and all the laws against us, they were saying this for decades upon decades that they were supreme.
What
So
excuse do
we're
you have
only
in
using
2025
their
to
rhetoric.
use
You know
it?
what I mean?
No, 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 no. What excuse do you have in 2025 that you keep regurgitating that shit?
Nobody should ever use it as an excuse,
What can I?
but
What reason do
I
you have
y'all
that
got
will
it.
make you use such terminology? Why would you be saying white supremacy as
I see
supreme
what
as
you're
you are?
saying, Mark. Now, what Mark?
As
I see
supreme,
what you're
hold on,
saying.
let me say this to her because see, we like to say things and just brush past it. No, 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 no. We're not gonna do that here, right?
Who
It's
controls the
2025.
9
It's
areas of life
2025. Stop,
for the most
stop,
part?
stop, stop, stop.
Okay.
Listen to me, man. I'm telling you. If I said you was a dyke and you wasn't no dyke, you'd sure correct me, wouldn't you?
You can say I
If I
was a
keep
dyke
saying
because
you a
I'm not a
dyke,
dyke. I've been married 15 years.
if I keep saying you eating pussy, I bet you will correct my motherfucking ass, wouldn't you? If you wasn't eating pussy, right?
Right.
Okay then. So the same thing goes. That's why I keep saying what I'm saying when it comes to this word white supremacy. See, if you keep saying some shit, you will internalize that shit, and then you will have an unconscious
I'm not
fear.
internalizing. I know the wicked ass system that these people created, and
Ain't
now
no
they
motherfucking system in
pri-
America that's just white.
Mark, do they or do they not primarily control the 9 areas of life?
No,
Okay, we
there's nothing in
control, of course,
America
to
that's
an
only
extent,
controlled and ran
but
by white people. Nothing. You can't show me one thing in this country that's totally ran by white people.
we
Anything. I
have
don't care
to
what type of
run
white
the
people you say.
same game that they ran on us.
So,
Okay,
ma'am, they run
and
the
then
game because you believe
right,
that.
and they, I
See,
don't believe it. I don't. You know, I don't believe
you
that
saying
shit.
it, so you must
They
believe it.
not
That's what the
supreme
definition
over me.
says.
This is the terminology in the game that they used
Ma'am, you're
to
arguing.
conquer us.
Ma'am,
They
ma'am. You know
did.
what? but we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop here. I want you to go get the definition and bring it back and read it. Stop guessing. You know what I'm saying? Stop having
No,
idle conversation.
no, I'm
Go
not.
get the definition and read it. Read it to us in the room. What it means based on their
What it mean?
dictionary.
What
Now,
say
not
you?
no. Read what it means based on their dictionary. Read what it means since we've been taught as a people to believe what the fuck
Can
they
I ask
say.
the
Go,
co-host to answer that?
huh? Say it again.
Okay, while she's Googling the definition.
Yeah.
I ain't googling shit.
I know you ain't gonna
Okay.
Google
Hey,
it,
can I
but
say something real
because
quick, Mark Carter?
see, most of y'all ain't gonna Google and you ain't gonna
Well, I
research
don't
shit. You
need
just gonna
to.
keep saying it because some
Okay,
old ass nigga in
fine.
your family.
Okay,
See,
fine. Okay.
Trinity, listen. And I'm gonna stop having this conversation. Most of the things that y'all say, y'all inherited that shit and believed it. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody in y'all family, indirectly or directly taught you that shit. You ain't stopped to ask questions. You ain't stopped to dissect it. You know what I'm saying? You just kept saying it.
I
And so
want to know
when
in here who
you hear the
believes that
word,
white supremacy is real.
will you say it again?
Okay, that's. I
No,
don't think
let us say
anybody.
what she said. What you say now?
Don't nobody, even though we talk about white
She
supremacy
says she
because
wants to
that's what
know who
the
in this.
system that we've been subjected to. We don't believe in it. We know that
Well,
it's
why you keep
not
saying it if you don't believe in it?
because it's what's been used to
Because
oppress
it
us,
was just said
bro.
to you so many times, you start saying it. That's the because. It was said to you so
Okay.
many times, and you heard it just so many times that you just start regurgitating it. And I just told you for the last time, white supremacy means you believe that they're supreme. It doesn't say
I
that we
definitely
believe that
don't.
they're
So
supreme.
don't do that.
No, I'm telling you the factual truth that the definition says that you believe that they're supreme.
Okay, well, let me look it up and let's talk about it.
Thank
I'm going to
you.
look it
Go
up.
look it
All
up.
right, you're welcome.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
hey, can I say something, Mark Carter, while she looking it up real quick?
Go ahead.
Now, I'm kind of glad that over 300,000 black people, because a lot of these, like you said, Mark Carter, out here in California, like the brother Twizzle said, is that I remember growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, because I was born in 93. I remember growing up in the 90s and in the early 2000s, coming up as a kid. I remember most of the nurses were foundational Black Americans, and the main people that was in charge of that was Mark Willie Thompson. They used to call the Los Angeles. They used to call it Killer King Hospital back in the day.
Bro, we don't know that. Just get straight to the point.
Uh,
We don't know about that.
so
Just get straight to the
so
point.
he was the main person that's part of D9 Boulay that brought all these African Caribbean nurses and Filipino nurses into the hospitals all throughout the Los Angeles County area. That was most foundational Black Americans, like the Inglewood hospitals and the South Central hospitals. Most of them was ran by foundational Black American women, and most of the nurses was foundational Black American males and females. All of a sudden, it started getting replaced a whole bunch of Filipinos, African Caribbean. So I came to him and I asked same steps thing he was going on in Illinois, same thing was going in California. And he's one of the main people that brought the immigrants over here while he was in the Senate and while he was the LA County Board of Supervisors. So yeah, same stuff. We was going and same thing when you was going out there in Illinois, same thing was going in California. But but the D9, but this is a good thing because a lot of these people that's in these black government employees, they didn't look out for their own black people though. When they got these government positions, they make sure they use that to mess over their own people. They didn't employ their own people. They didn't they look down on their own people because a lot of our people actually when they had these post office jobs in charge of hiring, a lot of our youth went over and said, "Oh, can we get a job?" Because that's the post office, that's a governmental job. You get good
Black Panther.
benefits.
How old are you? How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 31 years old.
You 31, right? We old enough to be your parent, right? And I'm saying this to say to you, y'all heard about it. We telling you that we actually experienced when it was time for us to go into the workforce. It didn't matter if we were coming out of high school, out of college, if we weren't part of those secret societies and shit, we got nothing. You
I
got
agree with you.
you got a lot of black young people that graduated from college and ended up in the drug game. Not because they just wanted to sell drugs. They were being discriminated against by these weak thin ass niggas and these crackers. And so what we're showing y'all is actually what happened to us at the hand of these lying ass black Greek ass niggas. And we're telling y'all so it don't happen to y'all again. We're giving y'all the pure, unadulterated truth of the matter. Them motherfuckers wouldn't even hire us to work for McDonald's, especially us as males. They want y'all to believe that we just automatically and we wanted to sell dope. And no, the fuck we didn't. No, the fuck we didn't. And they kept telling us, man, you can go get a job. All while they were discriminating against us. You have no excuse. You can go get a job. How? When you motherfuckers blocking us out of the entire equation. You weak thin ass niggas with them cracker Jews and all of they were blocking us out, bro. But they don't want y'all to know this shit.
That's true. Same thing was going on here in California. How a lot of our youth was,
Oh, I
if you
just
want to
heard what
part
you said about the
So
medical
you mean
district. The same thing happened.
post
Look, y'all.
office as well.
Look. Our people were the doctors. They were the goddamn nurses. They top to bottom, not just in healthcare, but in hospitality. Our people were there. Then you must ask the question, how did we lose ground? I'll tell you how and why and who. It was them black Greek ass niggas in the Masons Eastern Stars that not only did they not hire us, they were firing our people. At the same time, they were hiring these immigrants that they were bringing into this country. But they don't want y'all to know this shit. They
That's
want y'all
true,
to
Mark
know a
Carter.
lie. Look.
Yeah,
They want y'all to know the lie. They want y'all to believe that we just wanted to be dope dealers. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
so you mean to tell me in the 90s a lot of people that were selling drugs is because they were blocked out of jobs?
You goddamn right.
a lot had to contribute to that.
That's
Yes, it
You
did.
goddamn right.
crazy.
Severely. I was blocked out of mad jobs.
Yeah, but and also is that my mom used to tell me stories though, and my dad used to tell me stories how all these D9 boulets, like Mark Carter's actually right though. I agree with a lot of stuff Mark Carter's saying because my mom used to work for the post office though, and she actually told me that once the mandatory people changed though, it was all D9 Boule Greek people over there, sorority fraternities, and they found out she wasn't a part of one of these sorority fraternities, and they immediately got her later off though.
Look.
So
Not
that's
only
the
was
truth.
we locked out of jobs, if you weren't spending no money for the Section 8 voucher, you couldn't even get a Section 8. Do you know it was women who were waiting on Section 8 vouchers for 20 and 30 years? Did
That
y'all know
hasn't
that?
changed at all.
Huh?
That's still the same now. That hasn't
Okay,
changed.
so
Got
why
worse.
you think why you think that is? You think it's just because it was a whole bunch of people that was waiting on Section 8? No.
No, I think no. They prioritize people over us.
No, they prioritized people that gave them money under the table. Them black Greek niggas was running the housing authorities across this country. That's why the feds just recently in New York locked their motherfucking ass up. They were doing the same shit. See, they don't want y'all to know these things. They want y'all to think that the people in the hood are the worst people and don't listen to nothing that the people in the hood have to say. They bad people and they just thugs and they're gangbangers and they baby mamas. So whatever they say is a lie. No, whatever them
And,
other niggas saying is a lie.
and Mark Carter, you right because out there in Detroit, it was a person that was one of the head ranking members of FEMA. She was a black woman, and she was actually redirected the funds that were meant for that hurricane. I think some kind of flood happened in Detroit a few years ago. That she's got federally indicted. It's a black D9 Greek woman that got federally indicted I think by Trump, I think a few months ago for redirecting that COVID funds supposed to meant to help out the black people in Detroit and directed to her D9 Boule people that's cool with her. So yeah, she was a high ranking female official, black woman, part of the D9 Freemasons. So what you're saying is actually true about that.
Yeah, I
See,
bet she was non-FBA too.
no. Stop. No. The fuck they not just no goddamn immigrants.
You right. You right. I'm
See,
not
y'all want to
saying
just go straight
all.
to y'all
No,
want to go straight
no.
to these immigrants
Okay,
without talking
now it's
about you.
my time to talk. No, I'm
Okay,
not.
hold on.
Okay,
Let me
my
finish what I'm saying.
bad.
Let me
Okay,
finish
go
what I'm saying.
ahead.
See, y'all want to have just a conversation about immigrants. You know what I'm saying? If y'all notice, when I'm having conversations, I ain't just talking about no immigrants. I ain't just talking about no black sellouts. I'm talking about these crackers. I'm talking about all of them. I'm speaking on all the motherfuckers. Ain't shit taboo for me to speak on. I'm speaking on whatever the fuck I want to speak on. We ain't going for that motherfucking shit where motherfuckers telling us what we can't talk about. Oh, don't talk about them in the public. No, we're going to talk about them like they talk about poor women and children that live in the projects. The same way they don't have no problem talking about the poor women and children in the projects. I ain't got no problem talking about an uppity nigga, and I don't give a fuck what he don't like. Matter of fact, make my nose bleed, motherfucker. You don't like what I'm saying, nigga? Let's get into it with each other then.
And also out there, Detroit, they used to have General Motors out there. A lot of our people see Detroit is still a majority black city. So what they did, the D9s, what they did was that the Freemasons, all the Boule people, was that they make sure they took all the trade skill jobs, General Motors, they ended up shipping them to Canada and China. And that actually hurt that actually hurt the black American community. And these were
They
all Boule
sided
people
with
working
Joe
behind the
Biden.
scenes.
They
Joe
sided
Biden
with
sure
Joe
did.
Biden to send the jobs out of the country. They sided with Joe Biden to block us from going to work. They sided with Joe Biden to throw women and children out of public housing. They sided with Joe Biden to mass incarcerate us. Stop talking about this shit without mentioning them weak thin ass motherfucking niggas. Don't
Yep.
tell me about no motherfucking immigrants without talking about them niggas. Cause wasn't no immigrants here. Them niggas is the ones that brought them in. You Greek niggas.
Oh
You
no, them
Masons,
niggas,
stars,
they
you
been
brought them
here,
motherfuckers in here.
And
Along with
also,
them Jews and the
right?
rest of them crackers.
and also out there in Detroit, because Detroit's over 80% black. And I wonder, I said, how the hell they elected an Indian mayor in a majority black city that's over 80% black? So I started asking questions. I said, damn, I said, you supposed to have a black mayor. And I started know that these D9 Boule people, though, well, because there was a whole lot of black people running for mayor out there that had good ideas to try to change up the city of Detroit. And they end up, the D9 Boule niggas, they got behind the East Indian mayor, which is over 80% black city, Detroit. Detroit is the blackest city in America. So how the hell East Indian mayor became a mayor of Detroit in over 80% black city? And I'm saying, oh, them
Because
D9 group
black
niggas
Greek
thought,
ass niggas
yep,
brought these motherfuckers. Let me say it for the last time, and then I'm gonna go to Trinity because she keep trying to have conversations about the immigrants without talking about them motherfucking Greek niggas. Listen, wasn't no bunch of motherfucking immigrants in America prior to the '90s. There was some, but going into the '90s, they were flooding this motherfucking country. That's why. How do you think that Minnesota was taken over by motherfucking Somalis? After that Black Hawk Down shit that happened over in Somalia, they started flooding them motherfuckers over here, and they took them not only to Minnesota, but they also took them to Ohio, places in Ohio.
yep, and
And
also,
and these motherfucking nigger Greeks, you know what I'm saying, and some of the non-nigger Greeks, they agreed with this shit. They were sending them old motherfucking nigger ass churches, and they were letting them pastors tell them to lock their own kids up and all type of shit. And that's why now that we older, I'm telling y'all the truth on them lying motherfuckers. I don't care about them being old. I don't give a fuck about them being women. I don't give a fuck about them being some kin to me. I don't give a fuck that they passed us. I don't care about none of that shit because them motherfuckers did everything in their power, not when we were adults. When we were children, before our brains fully developed, them motherfuckers targeted us right along with them crackers. So I'm gonna give y'all the truth, and I don't give a fuck what these niggas don't like. Fuck them. I don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying, that they crying about it. They saying that you disrespecting women. No, I'm disrespecting them bitches that was going along with that shit. I love black women, but them bitches and them niggas that was going along with that shit, fuck them nigga vampires. I don't have no respect for them, and y'all don't have to respect them. Because they gonna always try to play like they innocent, like they ain't did nothing. They a motherfucking lie. They was up with all the bullshit.
And
You
Mark,
can come out of college. You can come out of college with a degree. If you weren't part of them in crowds, you didn't get shit. You didn't get no city jobs. You couldn't get no jobs working in these corporations. Them motherfuckers blocked us on all levels. And now that we older motherfucker, we gonna fuck it all up. And we don't give a fuck if they fire the next 300,000 of them. I don't give a fuck.
oh
Them
yeah,
black
that's gonna
brown
happen.
motherfuckers. Man, I don't give a fuck what
And
they
Mark
do
Carter
to them
and Mark Carter and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna land my plane. Then I'm about to drop. So after Detroit, because the reason why the Boulay D9 was working with the weekends, like you said, and the Crackers, though, what happened was that out in Detroit, the D9 Boulay class out there because Detroit is so close to Canada. Toronto, it's a lot of money out there in Detroit because the proximity is to Canada, Toronto area. So what they do is that the D9 Boulay class, what they were trying to do is that they were trying to flood the whole Detroit, a whole bunch of Arabs over there. Like they took over Dillman, Michigan. For instance, Dillman, Michigan was all Black American. The D9 Greek people, they was working with them and turned Dillman, Michigan into all Arabs. Same thing they was trying in Detroit. They were trying to start Black Americans out by taking General Motors up out of Detroit, sending them to Canada, sending them to China.
let's keep it real simple. If it wasn't a bunch of immigrants in the black area, and then all of a sudden there was a flood of immigrants in the black area, that means that the black leader shit was up with the shit. Stop letting them tell y'all that some crackers just decided that we were going to flood the black area with other groups of people. Gentrification don't just happen because people wake up with money and start buying real estate. No, those black politicians, you know what I'm saying, have to go along with the shit. You can't just take over no area without the role of this black leadership. Stop letting them lie to y'all. Stop letting them tell y'all that, oh, white supremacy just came in and took over. They a motherfucking lie. They are with the shit. They getting kickbacks. They making deals for their children and grandchildren to get all kinds of shit under the table. I'm telling y'all the truth of the matter of what's happening. I'm
Would
telling
you
y'all
say
this.
that most of them are non-FBA, Mark? Would you say that most of the people that do that are non-FBA?
No. Wasn't no motherfucking non-FBA. Wasn't no goddamn immigrants, you know what I'm saying, prior to the 90s. That was them niggas, your parents. Your uppity ass motherfucking parents brought them immigrants in our neighborhoods. You keep trying to
That
make this shit
explains
about
a lot.
goddamn immigrants. Your goddamn parents, with their sellout ass, just like some of them family members of mine, was selling us out and they brought them immigrants in. Ain't no motherfuckers came from no Africa and did shit. They didn't just get into HBCUs. Them niggas pulled them in and they were blocking black American children from coming into the universities. They were miseducating black American children. And so those children wasn't excelling and moving up. Just like y'all just saw it this last 4 years under Joe Biden. Them niggas voted on that shit to bring them immigrants in here. Wasn't no goddamn just no fucking immigrants.
No,
It was
I
them
was just
sellout
asking,
ass
was it,
niggas.
What's up? What's up, Mark? What's up, everybody? You still had a class of those who were Black American, and you still had those that either were from both sides, immigrant background, or had half of them. We already know that people like Luke are immigrants, and he's immigrant on both sides. Now, he came into Real Space and brought up something interesting some months ago. I want to say either earlier this year or the very end of last year. Brought up to somewhere either just above or just under 50% of the congressional nigga caucus are of immigrant backgrounds. So we already know that people like Sheila Jackson Lee, who has been working against our interests, especially when it comes to stuff like reparations and tangibles for for us, but they on that panty bullshit. She was of immigrant background as well. So, you got those that are the sellout class, the coon class, like your Jim Clyburn types and all of them who is Black American, but you still got that class of those who are immigrant background.
Yvette Clark, that head of CLBC chairwoman, that's Jamaican immigrant in Harlem, New York. They're trying to my Foundation Black Americans in New York City.
See, Trinity keeps trying to go past
but okay,
the
before you
steps.
say my name again, I just want to say, because you responded to me saying your parents, no, my parents didn't come from that shit. So My parents ain't had no part in that shit.
I'm not talking about
Okay.
your parents
I
per se.
know, but you did say
I'm
yeah.
not
Okay, I
talking
love
about
you
your parents
though.
per se. I'm talking about
I
your
just want to
fucking
clarify it
people.
in case it's a lot of people in here, so I just want to
Hey,
clarify.
Trinity. So let me correct myself. When I say your parents, I'm talking about the black people who were in position prior to the immigrants coming here. When no goddamn immigrants are here pulling no motherfucking
Yes,
strings.
it was. I
Excuse me,
disagree.
excuse me. Prior
Okay.
to the 90s, it was no majority black fucking immigrants in the Congress. It was no black
Can
majority immigrants.
Professor Olive?
Man,
Can
let me finish what I'm
Professor?
saying, okay?
Okay.
Hey,
I
hey,
just
hey, hey, hey. You guessing. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Because our parents, after the 60s movement, were the largest group that went into government, you know what I'm saying? Even more, even in some cases, they went in government in larger numbers than some of these crackers. That's the shit that y'all don't know. It wasn't no bunch of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, outside of black Americans. Wasn't no fucking immigrants. Those were black Americans after the 60s that went into AT&T and T and all those corporations and in government.
all right. I can't. You older than me, so I'm not gonna argue with you.
You can't. So just listen so you'll understand and know it was not a lot of motherfucking immigrants in this country, period, to go and take over shit. Them niggas, them niggas hated us so much that they went and gave it all to these motherfucking immigrants to keep from putting us to work. You think I just got all this motherfucking anger and frustration in me for no reason? I'm trying to warn y'all the young motherfucking ass so y'all know. You can't guess this shit.
I just thought that they was at least here like in the late '70s or something. I mean, I know even before that, of course, but I just thought they played a big role like before the '70s or
You might be
something.
thinking about what's the one that ran for president when she was Caribbean or something. Like you might be thinking more of the more bigger names or the more prominent ones, but
I
it
can't
still
remember her name
wasn't that much
talking about.
numerically of them, in the works like the work, compared to the numbers of Black Americans back then.
And no, listening to where Mark is saying about how it wasn't a lot of them makes sense to why there was a what is it, Pan African. I think because the people he's talking about, because they went there and did stuff for them, that opened the door for Pan Africanism to be a thing. Because it sounds like those weaklings advocated for that at that time, like he's talking about in the 60s. So, yeah, it's a connection there. There's a big connection with that.
And even part of the conversation, and I'm glad that we're having these conversations on this app, because something had been thrown out that I hadn't really heard before. Because I've been heard that traditionally Black Americans have fought for others to come here, but then there was still a class of those of the Black American community that was never really for these immigrants coming in. So I think that needs to be talked about more, because like, even though it's a noble thing and, you had people that had the best intentions, but when you find out that this is something, the immigration period, whether, white color, not necessarily WASP, but, the European or, the melanated immigrant when you find out that them coming over here has been a tool by these, races, to undermine the Black American, because it's cheaper for them to pay, eke out smaller pay to these immigrants instead of paying us what we need to be demanding, you know, um, then yeah, that kind of like sets, the perspective tends to, set in as far as, this whole tool that's being used.
And then, too, when you look at now, going back to adding on to the connection of the Pan Africanism, now, because I notice now that most of the people that are still for that are people that are in their early 60s and up, where they don't, a lot of them are not going to give pushback like those of us that are 55 and down. So that also adds to the connection of what they did to open the door for Pan-Africanism. And earlier when Mark and Trinity were talking about the phrase supremacy or white supremacy, I get what Mark was saying, that if you keep saying something, you're going to make it true, because what you say is what you put out and what is will happen. Or another way to say it is death and life is in
If
the
it's
power of
not
the
put in
tongue.
context, though, right?
And yeah,
You
and
got to
another
put
way
it
to
in
say it
context.
is that
Okay.
death and life is in the power of the tongue. And so as I'm listening, I'm like, okay, that's what Mark is saying. And then Trinity, what you were saying is that because it's like the system just is on repeat. So when we look at how things were done, like the whole, I don't know what is I call it the Matrix because I can't think of any other word right now, where the false narratives of, oh, this is like the picture perfect thing. So the people that created that, say, died off or not able to do it. So then they bring in a new group of people, and that opens the door for now where you have Egyptians on applications. They're classified as white now. And then you have the speech that Joe Biden gave, what was it, a year or so ago, about how, or you're going to have to work with these Mexicans, whether you like it or not, because they want them to be pushed in that place to keep up the false
Right. You remember
narrative
who
of the
said that, right?
system that that's been pushed out. And that's what you were saying. So,
See, the problem is when Joe Biden said that shit to them weak coward motherfuckers, especially the men that was on that Zoom call with him, they didn't put him in his motherfucking place. They let him say that shit, and they got quiet. He can't say no shit like that to no real black people. And I'm not just gonna say men.
Hell
He can't say
no.
no shit like that to no real black people. He can't talk like that around me. I'm speaking of me per se and all the others that think like me. You can't talk like that around us. Man, we'll get into it with that motherfucking honky.
Right. And if I
President or
could just
not,
take
you
a
know what I'm
little bit
saying?
more of my time, I just want to say that one thing that wasn't really expanded upon, Mark, from your end is the propaganda. That's a very powerful thing. And of course, I know you know about the Boule and the Buffer class, because they're both one and the same. These are the we can say
You keep
challenges, but
regurgitating
I want to use
propaganda is what
another
make it.
word. I want to use another.
You
You said
you
what?
you keep regurgitating the propaganda is what make it real. You keep saying
What? What am I?
no.
I'm not regret.
Oh, I'm
I'm
saying
no.
I'm
We
saying
have to talk about the propaganda because people are moved by propaganda. What do you think? You know what propaganda is, bro? We know what propaganda is, and it moves a lot of these. It moves a lot of people, right?
Well, Trinity,
Oh,
Can you
that
let's
leave
this is
that
you
part
this
out
into
for
the
this
me?
hands.
is a
Oh, go ahead, Z, and
this
then we'll
is a
get.
propaganda piece, Trinity. This 300K fire black. That's propaganda because you're classifying
And it's
everybody.
good propaganda. Hallelujah.
It's bad propaganda. It's not good propaganda because you're classifying everybody black. Like you got
Well,
Caribbeans, you got hold on, let me
he
finish. You got
explained it, but
Caribbeans,
you're right.
you got Africans, you got Jamaicans, Haitians, Somalians, all in that box. And plus, Mark Carter made it perfectly clear: black men as well. This is a propaganda piece. And when you have the same shields come into your space, they do this all the time. It's you write too about predictive programming. And you also write about what I would call pattern recognition. You have to recognize the patterns. It's a pattern. Any and everything they can get to destroy our movement, they're going to use it. They're going to use every ounce of everything to discourage us from keep going from what direction we want to go and to pull us back in. And if they pull you back in, that's on you. I'm going to tell you right now, Trinity, the Democratic Party is done. It is over. It is not coming back. They're going to sink that ship. They're going to ride this thing out until it falls off. They're not going to
I don't know
change.
who's talking to me,
Think
but
about this. Think
okay.
about this.
Z.
They haven't gave us one
Thank you.
fucking policy yet.
Z,
I
I
haven't
think
heard
you
one
follow me. Like, nigga,
policy. Yes, I do. I know you very well.
I never fuck with the Democrats like that. Well, maybe 10 years, 12
I
years
was,
ago.
and I don't either, but I was in a couple of spaces earlier today, and this topic was the topic of discussion. And you had Shields in there promoting this. You had, say, for example, Heartbreak Kid. We
Oh,
know
I didn't
he's
hold his
nothing but a
phone.
paid shield. You had DJ L. DJ L comes in
No,
rooms
that
and
wasn't me,
he
baby. That
not
wasn't
Trinity,
you.
me.
let him
I
finish.
ain't
Let
talking
him
about
finish,
you.
Trinity.
I'm not talking about you,
Oh, I'm
Trinity.
sorry.
Y'all
Oh, I'm
I'm just
sorry.
speaking of these shields that come in here and distract you from your movement. You are on the right fucking track. Mark has not lied about one thing. Sway Me has not lied about one thing. Professor Quan, all these intelligent minds in this space have not lied to you about one fucking thing. But them niggas over there have been lying, and they have been manipulating us from the get-go to jump back on that little bandwagon that we were originally on, that we're not riding no more. And once Black America really take in consideration that the children are the most important thing, and what the fuck them motherfuckers been doing with these kids come to light, it's over for the Democratic Party. It's over, Trinity. It is over.
I hope it's been fucking up.
Wait a minute. Did you say? I mean, I know the space is not about that, but Z, you were saying that there's certain people on here that push propaganda.
Yes, the app. You
Of
have people. You
course,
have people. You got
baby.
paid people that get paid
Yes, paid and non-paid.
and the non-pays are just brainwashed. And they just brainwashed to the propaganda. You do have that too as well. People that just ain't going to change, and you're going to have to let them go. Like I have to let my whole entire damn family damn near go. You know, they don't want to talk about politics. They don't have nothing to do with politics. They don't agree with it. They think he's an asshole because he's mean and ugly. I'm like, that's
Bro, even if you try to have a conversation with them on how this is going to hurt the future of their children and the children in their family, they don't give a fuck.
no, they don't.
They
They
really
literally
don't.
not care.
Mm-mm.
They will go straight back into the next conversation. You know what I mean? Look. The mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, when she was in office, they brought it to her attention that this Mexican had been in the country 2 and 3 times, and this motherfucker finally he got drunk and killed a baby. And you know what she said? I don't want to talk. I don't want to have that conversation about that anti-immigration rhetoric. So it don't matter what the fuck you say. These people are fixed on their agenda, and they don't give a fuck who gets hurt. They don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? About no future of the children. And so we came to the conclusion that okay, so this what y'all on? Okay, well we're gonna destroy y'all motherfucking ass then.
If
And
you
don't
notice,
and look, let me flip it on the other side.
Period.
Let me flip it
Period.
on the other side. I don't agree with everything Trump do. I ain't no motherfucking Republican. I ain't no motherfucking MAGA. I use that shit to my advantage. Just like I use the Democrat Party to my advantage. But all this, where our people are unconsciously being told to take orders from any type, all these white folks, we don't take orders from no motherfucker. And that's why I keep pressing and pushing Trinity when y'all be saying white supremacy and shit like that. Ain't no motherfucker more supreme than you. And don't say that shit. Matter of fact,
Yeah,
who said
and
none
I
of
feel
y'all
like
up in this
that.
space
So
when it
you
comes in
just
this
know
space.
that
Hold,
shit.
hold, hold up, Trinity.
You just
Listen,
know it.
all y'all in this space, don't come up here saying that motherfucking white supremacy shit.
I don't say it. Other people, I just be
You know what
checking
I'm saying?
motherfuckers.
No,
Yeah.
I got you, but I'm saying, see, we care about our people. Now, does that mean that we won't use these parties? Hell yeah, we'll use them motherfuckers. But at the end of the day, it's about us.
And that's what the parties are
So
there
that's
for, to
why I
be used.
respect when you say it. I just try to put it into my own perspective.
Ain't
Like,
no
okay,
motherfucking perspective.
yeah,
It ain't no goddamn
well,
perspective when you saying that shit.
And
Because the
it
definition,
you
you
is,
notice
really
that
go look it
Mark
up.
has
in
not
my
changed his
opinion.
demeanor for like 12
In
fucking
my
years.
opinion, it is. Period.
Have you noticed that? Think about pattern recognition when I bring this
Yo,
up,
Mark,
bro.
you the
Mark
goat.
has not changed his demeanor, his language, his tempo, his pace for over 12 fucking years. He's been on it like this since day one. That's
I'm sorry, is
pattern.
that Z or Grind? I think
That's
it's Z.
Z. That's Z. That's Z.
Okay.
That's Z.
You've known
But
Mark for 12 years.
I've been on Mark since Clubhouse. So it's been about, what, 10, 12 years, Mark? It's been a long ass time.
No,
It's
no,
been a
it's been
long
about
ass time.
5 or 6 years. I think Clubhouse was around for me maybe 5, 6 years ago. But
I was
you
on
right.
Clubhouse
I'm
doing Trump's before first Trump's presidency and Joe
okay. I
Biden's
didn't know about.
presidency, and then you have now another Trump presidency. So it's almost going on 15 years. So I guess I was on it before you did.
Yeah.
But I've
Okay.
been
You
in
definitely
these
on there before me because I
I've been
wasn't
in
around
these
for
rabbit
more
holes
than
for
five
a
or six
long,
years.
long time. And
Okay.
and I remember fighting all these same shields. And I know some of these people, they don't remember me or know me because I kept it quiet and calm. I didn't jump. I don't insult people to get my point across. It's no need for that. It's no need for me to call you. I mean, Mark does his thing. He does his thing. He does his thing very well. But I don't do that. I don't, motherfucker, it's funny. It's
But
good.
but if you notice, I try to have a calm, respectable conversation.
Until
That
they
was
push you.
funny.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm
Until
saying?
they,
I try to have a calm, respectable conversation. But then when they get to that point to where they want to be disrespectful, I'll show you what
yeah.
the fuck it look like. I don't give a fuck about Nikki Bonds being no motherfucking woman. Fuck her motherfucking ass. Think I give a fuck about that nigga being a mother, whatever the fuck she is, immigrant. I don't care nothing about that.
CZ, look what
See,
you
see, they
did.
see, see, they
Don't
think if
start
they can
none.
disrespect us, they feel like they can disrespect us, and then we supposed to just go along to get along. No, we're not doing that shit, and we're not teaching our children that weak shit.
Mm-mm.
Feel me? So that's why you see the consistency in me. I'm not going to change. I'm too old to bow down to any of this shit. I went through too much hell to not give y'all the truth.
Nigga, you
We
too
went through
on
too much
cold.
hell.
You too on cold. That's what
All
you
of that.
is.
All of that. So see, let me tell y'all something. See, our parents, just to get by, they told a bunch of goddamn lies. Out of
Mm-hmm.
fear, out of some deal that they made. I'm not doing this shit. I'm not trying to be with the in crowd. I don't give a fuck about how I want to sell out feel. They say what the fuck they want to say. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna change. I don't give a fuck what they say. I don't care if they try to. You can't shame me. I'm too old to be shamed. And anything I forgot to say, motherfucker, I'm mad at myself for not saying it. When it comes to the future of our children, when it comes to, I got grandkids that I have to make life better for them 20 and 30 years from now. So what I do now determines how life is going to be for them 30, 40 years from now. If we don't make the moves right now, these children are going to be fucked up that are born
Fucked
today.
up if we don't do so, because they gonna. I mean, they coming with AI technology that you ain't never. You will have no fucking idea what they come. Trinity, they talking about putting.
Exactly.
They talking about wiring your ass up to the damn computer and shit. And if our kids are not ready for this shit, we in trouble. And if we don't stop this shit now, it is gonna be fucked up in the future.
How the fuck they going to have STEM education and then tell us that our goddamn children can't participate? You
And we the
motherfucker right.
stem of America. We the
Exactly.
stem and the steam.
Yeah,
Motherfucker,
yeah, I
you gonna
don't
tell you
get
gonna
that.
tell
How
us that
you
our
telling?
children, you gonna tell us that our children
The
elementary
kids are it,
summer
Trinity.
schools that they can't have certain curriculums and resources. You motherfucking right. I'm gonna kick their ass and take them for the future of these children. See, and I'm different from y'all. I'll go to jail about shit. I would literally go to motherfucking jail about shit I believe in.
Well, we know that to be true. Can we get to the hands, Mark? We know. Let me see. Who is that? The American Memphian. Go ahead, and then we'll get to.
Yeah, I just
I
want to
think the
say, Mark
professor.
Carter, Mark Carter, you literally my hero, bro, because I be dealing with these fucking Haitian immigrants, and now I saw you hit that one nigga. I'm like, that's what I need to be doing because they be on my ass and shit. And so I'd say you the goat, you the goat. You probably right. You right now probably my favorite hero. That's what I want to say. You probably right now like my favorite Black American hero, even though you haven't died. But that's what we need to do. I need to celebrate my heroes before they fucking die, not
What?
after they
What?
fucking
No,
die.
Who
no,
is talking
no,
right
no, no.
now?
Not speaking that.
I
What?
think this is a troll. I already got
No,
this
I'm not
motherfucker
fucking a
blocked.
troll. I'm a Black
Is this the
American.
American
Yes.
Indian?
I said that before they die because normally we celebrate people typically
Yeah, he
within.
says he's a white American Indian.
No,
Yeah,
not
okay.
why. That's just a It's a status. It's between us. Between.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
this is a
No, I'm not.
white
I
Yeah,
can
he's
racist
a
prove my.
troll.
I
troll
can
Yeah,
or
prove my.
wannabe white racist troll.
No,
yeah,
I'm
he
not a
is.
troll.
You're
I've
right,
been on these
Grimes. You're
spaces.
right.
I've been on these
I already
spaces.
got this motherfucker blocked, so and if I have him blocked, it's for damn good reason.
I mean, I
Yes,
know
I
the white
remember
throws
he
people
is.
off. The white throws people off, but
Well, I refer to you as either a racist white troll or a wannabe racist white troll, so you're one of the two.
You're right,
Because
Grimes.
some
Yep,
of these
He
you're right.
gave you
motherfuckers
your
be
flowers.
Somalis
He gave
or
Mark his
wannabe
flowers.
white
So
Latinos or whatever, So it's all kind of it's a variety of these motherfuckers. So
yeah.
Obviously, Mark Carter, Sway Me, you guys, Professor, y'all hitting because they are on you. They are on your ass. You obviously hitting on something. You know what I'm saying? So take it that way. That's a compliment, not a knock or a disrespect. Y'all hitting on something and discovering things and letting the people know, and they're trying to destroy it. Think about that shit for a moment, y'all. Opening opening your eyes to what's really going on versus the same old. And then they're trying to stop it so they can keep the same old.
See,
Come,
AZ. Look, a lot of times people say, "Oh, you keep saying the same thing over and over again." I'm intentionally doing it. This is intentional.
yeah, of course. I mean, it's a movie out there with Will Smith and this white girl, and
You know who I
it's a.
learned it from? You know
I learned it
who
from
I
that
learned it
movie. I
from?
learned it from that movie because he kept doing contradict.
Repetitiously, you
Yeah, repetitious.
a repetition of propaganda back and
Mm-hmm.
forth over and over. You know who I learned it from? Hitler.
Damn.
Go watch the 5-part series on Hitler, on how many years it took him to educate his people.
Are you talking about that shit called Europia?
No, it's a 5-part series on Hitler. That was a DVD series back in the day.
I found the one that was it was 12-part series. It's 12 hours long. This shit was incredible. It was
And I'm
insane. It's
just
called
saying
Europa.
how that motherfucker would get in a helicopter and drop all the information out of a helicopter, educating them.
Mm-hmm.
He was studies showing them, man, look, these people fucking over us.
He was trying to.
He went out of his way until they woke the fuck up. And see, this is what it takes with our people. You see how Trinity, no matter how many times I'm saying
I'm
to her,
glad you
she
said
is
they.
forcing this shit. She is
I'm
so
glad you
determined to
said
say white
they.
supremacy. And her last words was, you know what I'm saying? How did you just say it? It's my opinion. It's
Listen.
my opinion. Oh, that
No,
old
no, 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 no,
white
no, no,
Becky
no,
ass
no, no,
shit.
no.
That old white
This
Becky
is
ass
not
shit.
my
I
opinion.
have
I
an
be speaking
opinion.
facts, bro.
I have an opinion. Yeah,
And
that's
I
that old
learned, I'm
liberal
glad
motherfucker
y'all brought up Hitler. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something.
Uh-oh.
Propaganda is where, even though propaganda went on before Hitler, like he's the one that really fucking brought
He
the shit
mastered
to
it.
like
He mastered it.
um on a
He
mass
woke it up.
scale and helped us learn about it,
He
right?
mastered it. He mastered it.
Okay, you can
Yes.
say that.
Hitler
But
wrote a
like,
letter to the
hold on,
black
like, don't be
Americans.
using me as no motherfucking case study because, bro,
Well, see, I'm using you because you're the one that's so determined that you say everybody has an attempt. You remind me of one of them little goddamn
what I
Becky's when you saying that shit. The little
Wait,
Becky.
everybody has what?
okay, what I
Everybody has
say?
that
Wait, no,
one
'cause
kid.
now
Might
I
be the
gotta.
the fuck.
Who just called me? Did somebody call me, bro? Please.
No, you said bro. Nobody else said bro.
Yeah, and if I'm saying bro, I'm talking to a man. I don't like when men call women bros these days because that happens a lot, and I don't fuck with that
It's
shit.
that new generation shit.
That's what I was just
Right,
gonna say.
It's
Boys
right,
that
and
call
I'm
me
gonna
new.
bro.
check your
Men,
But
ass.
you know,
men,
but think
men
about
don't
this
call
though.
me
Would
bro.
you rather them say bro or nigga? Which one you want? Because
I
Bro.
they,
mean, no, it ain't which one I want. It's what applies. Nigga applies.
I gave up on it
Bro
because I'm like,
doesn't.
Yeah,
I rather
give me
them say
bro.
they getting out of the
Maybe
saying
because
words.
of
They
my
not calling.
age.
Think
You
about
know
this.
what
They're
I'm
not calling.
saying? But
They're
Yeah,
do
calling
not
each
that
other
call me
yeah.
bro.
bro,
Don't you
please.
call me
Trinity. They're calling each other
no.
bro and not nigga. They're not calling each other ignorant person every day. They call each other bro every day. Brother, sister.
Wait, hold on. Is this Grimes?
This Z again.
It's still Z.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Why
I'm
she keep
sorry,
mixing up my voice with somebody else? What's going on?
I know.
bro.
She after you, Grimes.
I'm
What's
sorry.
going
Like
on
what I
over
do?
Listen,
Shit.
forgive
there?
me. Touch my head, not my heart. Okay.
I'm
All
not trying to
right.
attack you or
Yeah.
anything like that either. I'm just,
You
opening your
know,
eyes to some things. That's all.
Hold on.
is-
Wait a minute. Who was next? Wait a minute. I know we just got all the way off into.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
My bad.
um, mm,
you breaking up, Sway me.
Well, I just want to say this to y'all as young people because a lot of conversations y'all not having with people over 50 years old. A lot of y'all don't really have conversations outside of this app with people who tend to be over 50. And since we're having these conversations, we don't want to give y'all the lies. We're not gonna lie to y'all.
Mm-mm.
We're not going to uh uh kiss no cracker's ass to keep from giving y'all the truth. We
oh,
don't
okay,
give a
Mark.
damn. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I couldn't get off my mic. I would come off of it and it go right back, close it. So
It,
I don't know what was going on. I had to drop down and come back up.
Yeah,
But
it
I
does
think it
it
was the
sometimes.
professor that was next. But and I interrupted. So go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna be quick. Y'all brought up STEM education. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? STEM, the public school systems in the black community are lacking. We call it numeracy, like math, and that's intentional. We need to really advocate for certified Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 teachers because without Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, you can forget about programming anything. You know what I'm saying? And this whole automated AI economy that's coming is a monster. Artificial intelligence just outright lies with respect to Black history, and it's programming our children to believe a false narrative. And they need to not only know why it's doing it, but they need to know how to program it. I taught at a historical Black college in Memphis, and I was really good friends with the librarian. And she was telling me a couple years ago that historical Black colleges have come to a consensus to take all of the books in the library and put them on digital media. The reason why I found this, I went in there and they were selling all the books, and so I was like, "Are you selling the books?" Oh, we're putting them on a database, and that shit scared me because anything on an electronic database can be altered and changed in a moment, we will be living in a third Reich narrative where nobody knows the truth and they're brainwashed. The way to defeat this system against us is really simple: is to spread the truth. Because when you know the truth, you can make informed decisions and you see patterns. Like the whole immigrant thing is not new. That was done before this was a country, because native blacks, according to Claude Anderson, they call them Native Americans, but we was black. I got in my family, this place was full of black people with feathers in their hair. Were joining forces with the few Africans that came over here that would run away and stage counterattacks on the 13 colonies. And they were winning. So Benjamin Franklin's ass wrote home to mama, and the Queen of England hired a military tactician named Captain Oglethorpe. Oglethorpe used criminal ass immigrants from England to create a buffer class, basically to counteract us. And it was very successful. So first he used the English, then he used the Irish and Italians. Hunter, he didn't use it, but the system, that system works. One thing about the system is if something works, they use it. If it don't work, they don't use it. And what works is immigrants as a proxy to keep us in check. And that system kind of evolved, went from English criminals to Irish, failures with respect to the potato crop, to the Italians, to Jews and Germans, and it kept evolving. And now we're at a point where they're using Africans. That whole African tactic is kind of old now. They're reaching out to Indians, but the name of the game is they're designed against us. And back to my original point, if we knew that, like Mark said, in the 90s, the baby boomers fucking sold us out. But if the older Gen Xers knew that, we could have gate kept critical institutions, like the Historical Black College, and like some of the, I don't like saying Divine Nine, but that's what y'all know. I know because they're all different organizations, but that should have been gate kept. A lot of organizations in the quote unquote Design Nine were co-opted by Africans and other groups, Caribbeans. I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen kids that wanted to join an organization that had perfect scores and, about to be commissioned in the military, about to be a medical doctor, get bumped out of that space, and an African girl get chosen. That's unacceptable. But just in conclusion, we need to, have some type of venue to spread the truth, because the truth resonates with you. It if it's true. That's why people listen to Mark Carter. You know what I'm saying? He get up there talking and it's like, wait a minute, that sound about right. You know it. You don't even know how you know it. But in conclusion, STEM, I don't like STEM, just programming, knowing how a computer works is going to be critical. I taught at Raleigh, Egypt, when I had a grant to teach computer science there in Memphis, and they played a game with me. They hired me because they weren't going to give me resources. So how are you going to teach computer science without soldering irons, without computers, right? Don't make sense. I'm sorry, we don't have it. But I reached out to the Total Force community, and the Air Force Association gave me all kind of stuff for the kids. And there was a teacher. I wrote his ass up. I got this documented. So if he listening, bring it. I'll show receipts. He was Jewish, and he went to University of Chicago, Mark. Yep. And he, the statistics, like they keep statistics on fights and stuff. And this school at this time, right after the pandemic, was a lot of fights, because a lot of those kids lost their grandmama, lost their mama, and some of them was homeless. I would have fought too. But fights were up and shootings and stuff, but they found out on my hall, fights were damn near zero. Tell you something real interesting. That teacher, the University of Chicago Jewish guy, got concerned, because when we were going over that, they were like on Dr. A's hall, there's no fights, none. Them kids were so excited to come to class. One of the kids, the class was based off of a project, so yeah, it's beautiful. Just 3 grades. First grade is you write a paper on what you want to create. Second grade is you pick a programming language and you program it, and the third grade is you implement it. So at the end of the year, you show what you built. So one of my little girls was just going to do software. She created that. She's going to create an app that we were going to sell for $5 in Memphis that would tell you the cheapest price of weave in Memphis. That's brilliant.
And another kid was building a robot to pick up trash. And I mean, these kids was so interested in it, right? That they weren't even fighting. They were like, I can't wait to get to this. The Air Force Association gave me drones and shit. We were flying them down the hall. Right. So this teacher I'm talking about, this University of Chicago guy, had his room moved right next to me from downstairs. He wanted to know what I was doing. One of my kids was like, Dr. A, he filming us. He's got his goddamn cell phone in my door. Film. I was like, sir, it's illegal to film minors. I wrote him up. Nothing happened to him. Long story short, let me tell you how bad they don't want us teaching computer science. I came to work about a month later, and my students were coming to my door saying, why you kicked me out your class? I was like, what you talking about? They're like, I had computer science principles A. But now I got PE. Now I got cosmetology. And I was like, I didn't kick you out of here. Man, do you know they canceled my class? And it didn't get canceled from Memphis. That shit got canceled from Nashville, right? They don't want us near computers. They don't want our kids near programming, which means that's exactly where the fuck we need to be. Our kids need to be learning.
Well, but see, at that point when they did it, at that point when they did it, you were supposed to go get the rest of them teachers, the community, and raise hell with them. See, a lot of times we just accept when they do some shit, right? As if our tax dollars are not paying for education like theirs is. And as if our tax dollars are not employing them. See, we've been told the wrong, all this shit. We have to deprogram our people, especially our young people, from believing this shit that's been passed down. The superintendent make the rules. No, the superintendent, goddamn it, make the rules until we step in as the taxpayers and tell them what the fuck to do.
Facts.
And that's the part that's missing. When they go rogue, you know what I'm saying, and do all this shit. No, we supposed to step in. And that goes all the way to the president. If you notice certain shit, oh, they checking Trump ass on. He ain't just doing what the fuck he want to do. So we've been lied to so much that we believe this shit. We believe that we don't have no say. We believe that that whiteness means supreme, and it come from them lying ass motherfucking family members of y'all that got all that fear in them, but they ain't got no fear when it come to you. They want to tell you what to do,
Facts.
but then they want you to bow down to somebody else, including them.
Yep.
I just had a
And so,
revelation. I
these,
think that people that are bold
hold,
enough to say
wait a minute,
white
Trent.
supremacy. Okay, okay.
Hold up. So here, see, we the mothers and fathers of today, and so the old lies, we ain't letting that shit get past us. Our parents let that shit get past them. Our parents let them goddamn pastors that barely knew the Bible, you know what I'm saying, sell those old Mason ass lies to them, and then they went along with that shit. We ain't going along with it. We know the difference between nigger pastors and preachers that love God.
Facts.
You know, any motherfucker that say they pastors come amongst us with that shit. Because we live under these treacherous, evil, maniacal bullshitters. So you can't fool us with our children and grandchildren. And we gonna protect y'all ass. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes y'all not gonna like what the fuck we doing. Guess what? Get over it, motherfucker. We gonna do it anyway if it's in your best interest. We don't care nothing about that liberal shit that they done taught y'all ass. That liberal shit, you know what I'm saying? Where y'all telling a man and letting a man tell y'all he a motherfucking woman. That motherfucker ain't no woman. He ain't gonna never be no goddamn woman. He can't have no babies. I don't give a fuck what the fuck they say. Fuck Barack Obama faggot ass for goddamn it pushing that shit. We ain't got to go along with shit.
Period.
Fuck agreeing just to agree with them motherfuckers. You let a motherfucker, somebody, he gonna get you canceled because you didn't remember his pronouns. Nigga, play with me like that and watch I have some motherfuckers catch your ass in the parking lot and beat your
I wish a
motherfucking ass.
motherfucker would.
Well, Mark, we need to, Mark, the critical, you're right. But the critical thing in the culture is we need to get back to some old fucking fashion shaming amongst each other. Cause you get these, Negroes in these careers that get so scared of, I mean, career, but
But they done flipped it, Professor. They done flipped it to where they, the insane motherfuckers, is shaming the
there
sane.
you go.
They done flipped this shit. They how the fuck a motherfucker, a homosexual, gon' get mad because you won't call him a woman, and then tell you what he gonna get you fired,
Oh shit.
motherfucker. Oh, we gonna get into
I
it now.
know that's right.
Oh,
Cause
so
You
first of
you
all,
hit the
you gonna
nail
be
on the head,
right.
Mark. That is
They can't
look,
exactly
look.
they
what's
can't
happening.
tell us that shit. They
No,
not
well,
finna
it's
get
the
us.
psych.
Listen. These motherfuckers basically
No.
done told you
Mhm.
that you got to make yourself uncomfortable to make them
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
comfortable,
what you want
the
to call it. I
right?
don't give
and
a
they're
fuck.
psychopaths.
No.
They're
Right.
psychopaths.
You're right. Yeah,
They're
you on some psycho.
mentally
You're on some psychotic
deranged.
shit. Period.
Adding here to make
So
who comfortable?
look,
Mentally deranged, the psychos.
they want
Oh yeah,
us
no,
to
thank
make
you. No, thank you.
ourselves uncomfortable to make them comfortable, right? They want us to make ourselves uncomfortable to make them comfortable, and get pissed off because we don't call them women. And then some of y'all as women, y'all letting that motherfucker play all in y'all hair, and when y'all calling them girl, y'all ain't in the bed in that crazy motherfucker.
Hating in a bed.
But
Y'all helping that insane motherfucker push that sick ass shit.
but Mark, it's like they're going against. They say they're Christians, but how you gonna go against God and procreation? How are we going to survive if we're not procreating?
Because they fear Satan more than they love
That's
God.
the agenda, Sway Me. We're looking, if you want to look at the whole scope of it, we're looking at a fucking Luciferian agenda. This shit, and man, this shit is, I need to write a book on it. It's all tied in together. Karl Marx ass was a Luciferian. And his favorite quote was from Faust. Faust talked about Satan. I don't know how he knew, but he said, Satan's philosophy was, or Lucifer's philosophy was all living things deserve to die. Basically, according to Faust, Satan came down and saw God's creation and said it's not fair because life is unpredictable. You don't know if you're gonna die tomorrow, if you're gonna have a stroke. You don't know what's gonna happen. So the best thing,
But see, all it take is for a critical mass, um, the majority, to tell these motherfuckers simply no.
yep,
No, they haven't been told no. These motherfuckers that elevated insanity and then trying to shame you into it. Shame you into going along with it. The answer is no. Nikki Barnes,
yep.
heartbroken D. No, motherfucker.
Heartbroken idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all got to learn this shit. These motherfuckers are trying to drive y'all into
That's the
non-existence.
Yes.
agenda.
Y'all don't see the ploy to take and push y'all out of the equation, to take y'all children and turn y'all children against y'all. Y'all don't see this shit
And Heartbreak
because you
Kid,
too busy trying to keep from upsetting one of these motherfuckers.
Heartbreak benefits from these policies because he's gay.
Hey, bro, let me tell y'all something about Barack Obama. This
Uh-oh.
a motherfucker. No, I know him. He did not talk like that when he was here. That shit he got on national stage and was saying all that shit out of his mouth to black people, that motherfucker wouldn't dare talk to us like that. He didn't play with us like that. You know what I'm saying? And so we gotta give y'all the truth of who these people are and what they own. Y'all got babies who gonna be fucked in this if we don't stand up and take over the tech game. We gotta take this shit. Look, not only are you dealing with immigrants who are coming here now before the AI, well, who the fuck you think that they're putting in front of AI?
Indians.
You paid attention to that? Those are immigrants.
And Nigerians, Africans.
Exactly. So whether it's immigrants that they brought in during the '90s to get the jobs, or Indians immigrants that they're bringing in now to get in front of tech, you think they're gonna program it for you to win?
Nope.
Hell no. So what does that mean? That means that you must take it from them. MIT, IIT, all these places. We got to do this.
And,
And I'm saying it to all of us that are in here that are over 45, over 50. Be the fucking bad guy.
That's
If
not
you
being
care about
bad.
the
I don't
future of
think
your,
being bad guy in self
I'm
preservation.
saying in their
Oh,
minds that we the bad
oh,
guy
okay,
because we
gotcha.
push back. We know that we're not the bad guys. We know that we're doing the right thing.
And it's
I'm
a
telling you,
righteous
in their
cause too,
minds,
Mark. Yeah, you're right. I got you.
if they think that we the bad guy, good. That's a good thing. Stop wanting to fit in. Stop wanting to be accepted. Stop giving a damn what they fuck them crackers and wheat thins and what they think.
He say weak
When the
things.
crackers, the goddamn cracker in the meeting said that I'm appalled that you using this at the language you use. I said, bitch, I'm appalled you on the face of this planet. The fuck you think you talking to?
That nigga said weak things.
That's what they
Oh,
are.
I like it. It's funny.
Well, what's the other
Crackers
one,
and
Mark?
wheat
What's the other one?
thins.
What's the in
Crackers and
vampire?
wheat
Go ahead.
thins.
Go ahead. Say it.
Nigga vampires,
The what?
crackers and wheat
Wait
thins,
a minute.
Black
motherfucking
leadership.
hunkies and
Black
niggas,
leader shit.
The what vampires?
nigga vampires. Trying to bite you and turn you to a nigga vampire. So you can start lying and bullshitting and fucking over the people. They need to bite your motherfucking ass.
Sucking up all the resources for them and the few select focus left for the
And
community.
every time
Hey,
you
that's
catch
a new
that
word.
nigga vampire, look, when you catch that nigga vampire, just like in the movies, what they do, especially if the nigga vampire was your mama or your daddy, what they try to do, they try to get the soft voice on. I'm your mama. I'm your dad. No, the fuck you ain't. You a motherfucking nigga vampire. I'm gonna stick this stake in your motherfucking heart. You a motherfucking liar. You ain't my mama and daddy no more, motherfucker. You got bit by the nigga vampire. And that's how they tricking y'all ass. They tricking y'all ass and y'all going for the trend because the motherfucker look like you, because the motherfucker might be some kin to you. I got an uncle. I don't allow that motherfucker to talk to none of the children when I'm around.
What they told Smoke about Stack when he was in that room and he woke up and started banging on that door. That's not your brother.
Exactly. And motherfucker study trying to say, did he look like him? He's trying to, okay, well, bite that stupid motherfucker then. Turn him to a nigga vampire then. Because he don't believe nobody. They don't believe it. They need to get bit. Some of these motherfucking stupid bastards need to get bit. Because they don't
They
believe
need to
shit.
get bit.
Hell yeah. And they need to get bit so then you can turn around and stick a stake in their motherfucking heart. And get rid of them motherfuckers. I'm not trying to go along with these motherfuckers. I don't give a damn if they don't never like me. I don't like them. You think I give a fuck about them not liking me? I don't like them. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop worrying about how one of these highfalutin ass sellout motherfuckers feel about y'all. Man, they don't care if y'all don't eat. I'm telling y'all, I'm in these rooms. I'm telling y'all, in real life, I'm in the mix of this shit. Man, they be in rooms talking about women and children like they ain't shit. You know they talk about men, but these motherfuckers be talking about women and kids. They
They
don't
don't
care.
care. They don't give a damn.
Do y'all hear them speaking on reparations? Hell
Never.
no.
Nope.
They don't give a fuck about no motherfucking reparations. They getting it. They feel like man, fuck some reparations. Man, I'm
They
getting my
getting the
money.
reparations, goddamn it.
And them niggas
They
Hey,
getting
it's
troublemakers.
the
like
reparations, goddamn it. They getting the money.
Mark
Exactly.
Morial over the Urban League showing off a fucking multi-$1,000 ring when he's supposed to be serving poor people. It's ridiculous. Look at a picture of hit Mark Morial and hit Google Images and see how he be showing off that ring. What you showing off for the motherfucker? You supposed to be helping poor people.
Goddamn plastic surgery and all that shit. Crazy looking. That motherfucker look like a goddamn alien. Y'all seen him lately?
Mm-mm.
Motherfucker look like an alien, man.
The key to this
Yeah.
is like Mark said, a critical mass. And Mark, generally a critical mass is a third, 33%. We don't even need that much. A third of us to go and shame these fucking lawyers, these medical doctors, these elite, quote unquote elite, shame the fuck out of them. Because the thing is, Neely Fuller talked about this. He said, "Why did we go get a Mercedes Benz? We're not getting it to show off to white folk. We're getting it to show off to each other. So if we let them know that you're a goddamn traitor and I don't give a fuck about you, they'll get some act right. Trust me. I taught at a college in Memphis. You know the name. And it's in South Memphis. I love South Memphis. Actually, it's full of good people. They never gave me any problem. They love me. But these administrators, baby boomers with their little PhD, would show up in front of them kids. We had students that would starve half to death in a goddamn $5,000 Gucci dress. You know what I'm saying? Why you wearing a goddamn Gucci dress in front of these kids for? You know what I'm saying? Do you know where you are? This ain't Yale, motherfucker. And I went to the Ivy League. Ivy League professors to be wearing jeans and shit. So I'm just trying to say, we've got into this show-offism. We've got involved in this caste system where we want to show off to people who don't have. Well, I think it's time for the people that don't have to let them know I don't give a flying fuck about anything you're doing. And maybe that'll get some act right.
No. That ain't what get them to act right. You know what they make them
What's
get them to
that?
act right? When they get robbed.
Oh, Lord.
When they get robbed and kicked in their ass and all that type
I
shit.
was laughing. I was
I hate that.
laughing.
Hey, bro, I hate that shit, man. I hate when these motherfuckers fuck over poor black people, bro. And see, they don't like me because, they can't do that shit to me. I can afford to go to any of them dinners that they go to. And they be looking at me, a lot of them be looking at me when I walk in. I was like, oh my God, who in the fuck let him in here? How could he afford to come in
Mm-hmm.
here?
I've had that happen.
But see, see, y'all don't know. I tricked them 3.5 years. I mean, for 3.5 years, when I got out of prison. I had all that motherfucking money and I used to go to them events and they didn't know who the fuck I was. I was quiet for 3.5 years. I was in there because the guy that taught me the game, he told me, go in there and just pay attention to them niggas. Don't say nothing. Don't do nothing radical. Just go in there and be shaking hands and be the spook that sat by the door. And I did it for three and a half
Mm.
years. And when I started turning on them motherfuckers and coming out against them, they was looking at me like, oh my God, he was in the room with us. He knows. He know what the fuck we was saying. That's why he treating us like this. So y'all want to know why I be talking about them uppity niggas? Because I don't like how they treat poor people. And then when they stop treating poor people like shit, then I'll stop
You ain't
lying
nothing
on
but a
them.
dog.
I'll stop putting, I'll stop doing this stuff. And look, as long as they are evil, I'm going to do evil shit to them. I'm going to lie on them. Put out flyers, say they rape kids. Oh, I don't give a fuck what I do. They don't care what they do to poor people, so I don't care what I do to them.
Well, you tickled me when you said, what you said earlier, Mark, because allegedly that college in South Memphis, very poor neighborhood,
Going on college with them uppity ass niggas was right across the street from the
right
projects.
across the street from Project, they got a new president and, he got his job, well, allegedly. Well, I'm not going to say that, but anyway, the first day on the job, it's in the projects, right? Um, he got the first day on his new job. He pulled up in a brand new Porsche convertible, which still had dealer tags on it, in the ghetto. And allegedly, he got the bright idea to stop at that gas station in South Memphis by the college. And the same thing Mark said happened to him. They you know, well, why would you pull up to a school in the ghetto in a Porsche convertible? Who you showing off for? Are you trying to show the kids in the neighborhood that don't got food to eat, how good you riding? That shit needs to go.
See, professor. See, professor. Preferably, it needs to happen on a Sunday morning while it's raining and mud is all over the ground. And so you make that uppity motherfucker get under the car with their Sunday's best on and get mud all in their face and on their dress and in their suit. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you got a light colored suit and dress on that day. They got light colors on. Make them lay up under the car in the mud. See, you got to teach them. They need to be taught uh, uh, to never do that shit. And I know some of these niggas up in this space right now, they don't like what I'm saying, but that's good. That's good. So just hopefully you don't be the one that do it and you get caught and Sunday morning they make you get under your motherfucking car.
Hmm. What that,
Why this I'm
Mark?
telling you,
I'm a
man, these some evil motherfuckers and they need to be dealt with. Look, evil motherfuckers are those that God ring my bat phone to go after. And when that phone ring, I'm such a faithful servant that all I do is ask God, well, where do I supposed to go? And who do I get next? I don't lose a wink of sleep when I destroy one. I promise you I don't.
hmm.
I get them fired, go down in them restaurants and be embarrassing them in front of them crackers that they be lying and giggling in front
Wow.
of. Look over the cracker too, because cracker, you shouldn't have been next to this motherfucking wheat then. You gonna get it too, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You ain't exempt. You shouldn't have been next to this motherfucker when I came to get him. I'm telling y'all some real shit, and y'all need to practice this shit. I need to host a class to teach y'all how to fuck over a cracker and a wheat thin.
Well, I don't judge anybody. I'm a non-violent type of guy, but I don't, everybody stay in their lane. But what I will say, Mark, is that's how the Italians rose to power in America.
I don't know why that shit's so
See,
fucking funny,
professor.
but that shit is so
See,
funny.
see, professor. See, me and you need to do a show from the block to the boardroom because all the stuff that you won't do, I will.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't, brother. I'm telling you, nothing gives me joy like destroying a cracker and a wheat thing. The shit it tickles me all on the inside when I be lying on them and shit. Hey, look, when I'm lying on one of them crackers at one of them construction sites, and look, he in the trailer, and I'd have made a flyer of his face on one of on the sex offender registers, and I'd have took and made 10,000 flyers lying on him. Nothing gives me joy than watching him walk out and looking at his face and not, but he just can't believe that I'm out here passing these flyers out with his face on it right in front of him. You lie on that motherfucker right in his face. Be looking at him, you know what I'm saying? And you tell him these words. It may, it may look like I'm having fun doing this, and I am, but I gotta do it because you need an awakening. You need to be taught to do right. And the only way you gonna do right is I'm gonna have to fuck over you. I gotta do it.
So you are the karma.
The karma, what's the other word that goes with it? When you done fucked up. What's some other words?
You reaping what you sow. The
The repercussions,
chickens coming home to
the reap
roost.
what you sold, the chickens coming home to root. I'm all of that. And I can teach y'all how to do it.
Fuck around and find out.
Fuck around that,
That's
all
the
of
next
that.
workshop.
Yeah, y'all need to learn how to do this shit.
Hey, y'all, I got to run. Mark, you just let me know when, man. Just let me know.
I'm telling you, see,
Yes, sir.
professor. Hey, ain't nothing more powerful than lying on a motherfucking trickster, a bullshitter, a snake motherfucker, a sellout, a cracker, a weak thing. Hey, I'm telling you, you want to feel good about yourself? You want to do some shit that make you feel good? Lie on a motherfucker.
Oh, Lord.
Make a fly a line on that motherfucker. And then go hand him one right in his face and tell him, I got 10,000 more of them. I'm finna put these motherfuckers all over your neighborhood. I'm putting these on your block, on the next block. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. And then be in front of your house. And then I come in front of your house and barbecue in front of your house and be playing all that cussing rap and shit on your block with your motherfucking phony
You
ass.
really ain't
You know what I'm
got a
saying?
lot on them weekends though, Mark. All they gotta do is find what they got blackmailed about. Who what
Oh, it's a lot of them now.
they all
There's a
they done
lot
got
of them.
blackmailed and they done got bribed. So as
Well, a
far as
lot
the
of them that got
money,
fired.
I'm pretty sure you could find something.
Well, a lot of them that got fired and they lost their grant programs and shit. Trump done cut all that shit off. He did just like Reagan did their ass back in the 80s. You know
Damn.
what I'm saying? He cut that shit off. Man, Reagan fucked their ass up so bad back in the 80s, and then they wanted to cry like they were under attack. No, motherfucker. You motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Not we under attack. No, y'all under attack. Y'all been taking these grants and government jobs to fuck over poor black people. And when Reagan came in, he did just the same shit that Trump did.
Mm.
Took that shit, and now they want you to cry for them. Boo hoo. No, the fuck, we're not crying for you, nigga. Now you got to come over here with us and fight with
Mm.
us. You got to stand side by side to fight to get it back.
Hey, that's
In your
my
50s,
grandmama said the same people you pass by on the way up is the same people you pass by on the way down.
I love it that they firing them in their 50s.
Mm.
Where them uppity, hateful motherfuckers, it's gonna be hard for. Don't nobody want to hire no bunch of old motherfuckers like us. So make that motherfucker have to fight. You gotta fight. You gotta build a community, or either your ass gonna starve. That's what needs to happen to them, y'all. And we need to have a class. Y'all need to learn this stuff. Y'all need to read Sal Alinsky's book, Rules for Radicals. Y'all need to read. You know what I'm saying? Look, I will give y'all all type of tactics.
Send me that you said rules
Just
for
Google it.
radicals?
Rules for Radicals. And when you open the book up, the first page say I give credence to the first radical known to man, Satan.
Whoa.
All type of evil shit.
Damn.
I'm telling y'all.
Well,
Due to
what are
all,
you promoting here, sir?
There you go.
I just told
All
you.
right, y'all. I gotta run. It was good talking to y'all. DM me, Mark. Let's chat. Peace
I
out.
got
All right. Good night, Professor.
Good night,
Good
Professor.
night, Professor.
All right, bro.
I'm promoting act right. I'm teaching y'all how to teach sellout niggas to act right. That's what I'm promoting.
Oh, I like that.
Act right. Do right.
It's no more can't get right.
Uh, Treat the people right. And if you don't, then the wrath of God through the hands of man shall fall upon you. For real.
Can the
I,
church say
I
amen?
got I got a song for
Amen.
y'all.
Amen.
I got a song for y'all. Y'all mind if I play 2 minutes of
I
Go
don't
ahead.
mind.
it? I want to know how you feel when you hear this. After you hear this song, I want to know what you want to do. Past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you. You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep 'em from disco, warn about San Francisco. Make 'em wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair. At first, I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning your children into accepting, caring people, but I see now why you'd have a problem with that. Just like you worried, they'll change their group of friends. You won't approve of where they go at night. to protest. Oh, and you'll be disgusted, so gross, when they start finding things online that you've kept far from their sight, like information. Guess what? You'll still be alright. We'll convert your children, yes we will. Reaching one and all, there's really no escaping it. 'Cause even grandma likes RuPaul. And the world's getting kinder. Gen Z's gayer than Grinder. Learn to love, learn to vogue, face your fate. We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate. We're coming for them. We're coming for your children. We're coming for them. We're coming for your children.
That's the San Francisco Gay Mass Choir singing "We're Coming for Your Damn Children."
Yeah, I saw that a few years ago. And see, and I shared it on Facebook when that dropped. And, people are still going to remain silent about it. They'll rather believe that that was like propaganda right there, for trolling than to believe, these people actually coming out and admitting their bullshit. It's like, another example of,
It's an agenda.
when built right. So like another example, see, like, but with the way the propaganda has been, used and weaponized, at least since the wars, in the early, 1900s, um, they push the lie so much to where when the irrefutable truth comes out, they would rather believe the lie. One thing that Sir Major said a lot on this app, before he took some time off to do what he got to do. He said that people prefer the lie because the lie tastes better. And when you think about it, how these people be acting. Yeah, that's very much what
I
it
just
is.
wanted
Like,
all these brothers and sisters in this room to understand that this is an agenda. This gay shit, this shit that we're dealing with right now, not knowing you a man or a woman, is part of a plan. It's state of confusion. Yeah, they want you all fucking confused all over the place, all over the map, so you're not focusing what they're doing over there in the corner behind your back.
you see, like this, but this is how bad it is because it's to the point to where they're doing songs and doing other stuff to where, like what you just provided, they're admitting it, but then people will still make up a lie and say it's not
Mm-hmm.
true. So like
Mm-hmm.
another example that I always hit
It
on.
was clearly satire. They were talking
No,
about
no, knock it off, Adonis. See, and this is another one. So of course, but some of y'all know already.
that was
But
Damn,
clearly
man, why
anyway,
y'all let
satire.
that clown up?
so like I said, when it's so bad in 2025 and whatever recent year now, like for instance, when Bill Gates went on that motherfucking TED talk and there was absolutely zero outrage when he said population control and reduce the population with vaccines and reproductive health services and healthcare.
Grimes, you're worried
Motherfuckers
about the
literally,
wrong
no,
things.
you're gay and of course you're coming up here trolling with the bullshit.
You're
Knock it
worried
off,
about the
Adonis.
wrong things, Grimes.
No, you're worried about the wrong things. In fact, don't be on this bullshit when you like to sleep with the damn enemy.
What are you talking about?
You actually get on this motherfucker and tell these motherfuckers to paint your face. Knock it off.
Grimes,
While calling you nigger, 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 and beating you with a horsewhip that you made out of your own hands.
what are you talking about? You're just being weird.
No, you're being weird because another thing, he's gonna deny this shit when he actually showed the video of him making an actual fucking horsewhip while watching 12 years
A
of fucking slave.
horsewhip?
What the hell
What
is
are
this
you
shit?
talking about?
See, when motherfuckers show you who they are, they still expect us to lie about it and act like we didn't see the shit that we fucking said or we didn't hear the shit that they fucking heard them say.
Grimes,
This is
you
the dumb shit that
really
they
need to
actually
get your
expect from
priorities
us.
straight.
Motherfucker, you voted for Donald Trump and get on this bitch talk about fuck everybody
I
that
did
voted for
not
him.
vote for
Yes,
Donald
you
Trump.
did, because you was one of the main
No, I
ones
didn't.
of voting, supporting his
I
ass.
never
Now
voted
you
for
talk
Donald.
about you scared for your life and
I
shit.
voted for Jill Stein.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't.
How are you going to tell me who I voted
We
for?
know what. You listen. You are one big troll on this motherfucker.
I did
But
not vote for
watch this, Brian.
Donald Trump.
Watch this, Brian. See, this is how you deal with a black person that align themselves with the LGBT movement. Let's see, they'll argue with you about everything but this part, right? So Adonis, as a Black American man, can you tell everybody how the LGBT white folks treat y'all black ass? Can you give people a brief
So I don't.
understanding of how them white gay motherfuckers don't want y'all nigga ass part of the pride
You're talking
parade?
about a small little segment of what somebody told you, and you think you know what's going on. I don't really hang around LGBT white people. I just hang around regular people,
That's not what I'm saying. That's not
and
why. I don't care if you hang around them or not.
That's all
I
he
want
hangs
you
around.
to tell black
Grinds.
people.
I'm trying to be
Hold up,
nice.
Grimes. Hold up, Grimes.
Oh
See,
God.
I told you they don't like having this conversation. They get the
No,
line because
because
they
Did
don't
you
want
get
you
a
y'all.
bring
ping
this
on
See,
your
they
up
don't want
phone or
y'all
something
to
all
that
the
we was
know.
talking
time,
about this?
See,
and your point is
Grimes,
that
hold up a minute.
somehow there's a
They don't want
class
y'all to
system.
know. They don't want y'all to know how racist that LGBT movement
It's
is
not great.
against a black
It's
ass,
it's
right?
not.
So now I want you to tell everybody how them white gays don't like your black ass, even though they use you as a con bag. They
I've
still don't
never
like your
been with I've
motherfucking
never been
ass.
with an LGBT man
Excuse me.
before,
Just
but okay.
let me finish. Let me finish because I want to hear your response. Cause see, I can happen to have an older brother that's gay.
Um,
I got a motherfucking stepdaughter that's gay, and my stepdaughter mainly, hey, she'll tell you, don't call me no motherfucking LGBT. Them people hate us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so I want you to be open and honest
I'm not
about how
LGBT.
you're
I'm just
being
me.
treated. Excuse me. See, y'all like to talk about what the black community did to your little faggot ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about tell black people how them white folks treat y'all nigga ass
Well,
when
I'm
y'all
treated very
they
badly by the black community.
no. I'm talking about the whiteys now. I'm talking about the crackers
I'm
right now,
talking about
little
how
weekend
the
sissies.
black community has abused me, has
Well,
made
no,
fun
we're
of
not talking about
me,
that. We're not talking
has
about that
been
right now. No,
unaccepting
no,
of
no, 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 no,
me.
no, 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 no. Now, you answer the question, you get the fuck out. Okay. Now, again, tell us how them white gays don't want your ass part of the
I've
LGBT
been treated
movement.
wonderful by white gay people.
But
You a
I thought you don't
lying
hang around white gay
motherfucking
people.
you a
Whenever I've
lying
been
ass
around
sissy.
them, I've been treated fine.
You's a lying ass sissy. Now, the LGBT movement right here in Chicago. Right here in Chicago. Okay. See, my little stepdaughter, she couldn't wait till she was old enough to go to the first pride parade. And nothing that we said to her, she wanted to hear because she was coming out. Her and Diana Ross. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Until she got her little black ass up there and she saw them motherfucking white gays whooping them little nigger kids' ass up there on Halsted. You know what I'm saying? That next
Well, I
year,
mean, if
she
you're
came back. She said, could you please come to the next Pride parade? I just want you to see it. You're an activist. Could you come up there and see how they treat
well,
us up there?
if you're acting ghetto and you're being a disruption, then you may
Oh, so now you going to justify it. Is that what you're doing?
if you are being like thugging, you're trying,
Oh, so if they're
and you're
embarrassing
acting
you in front of
crazy.
Whitey, so if they're embarrassing you in front of Whitey, it's okay for them to beat the hell out of the kids. So that's what you're saying? Is that what you're
What I'm
saying?
saying is that if you can't act like you got some sense and you can't act, normal and you got to get ghetto, then yeah, you may have to go somewhere else.
Mm. Mm.
Get
Mm-hmm.
ghetto.
No, y'all. Listen to this insane motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's insane, crazy motherfucker. So now, so again, the white LGBT movement is anti-black gay, but he don't want to be honest about it.
Well, personally, I don't hang around black gays.
The white LGBT movement is anti-black gay, correct?
I don't hang around gay people that much, and if I did, I don't hang around.
Nigga, answer the motherfucking question. You ever heard the fuck I'm talking? You know
No,
exactly what the
it's
fuck
not
I'm talking about.
true. But you say you have a lot of inside information, Mr. Mark Carter.
No, I told you that I got a stepdaughter and I got a motherfucking, oh, my oldest brother is gay. That's what the fuck I said. Now, does the LGBT, white LGBT movement accepts or respect your nigga ass just because you like dick like they do? Do they?
Well, if you can't act normal and you got to get ghetto, then no, they probably won't like you.
What is normal when a man is up there fucking other men? What the
That's
fuck you
normal.
mean?
That's
Oh,
normal.
that's normal. I tell you what. I tell you what. Then won't you goddamn and show me a picture of you pregnant then? Since you say it's normal for a man
Believe
to
me,
fuck
if I
another man.
could be pregnant,
I want you to get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Since you say it's normal.
I'd have had
Get
a lot
pregnant.
of beautiful mulatto children by now.
No, I'm saying. Yeah, by now, because it ain't gonna never happen. Okay? So get pregnant then since you say it's normal.
I'm gonna go to bed. This is too much for me.
Thank
But get the
God.
fuck out then. Get your ass the fuck up out of here. I know your lying ass don't want to come clean. You just want to talk about black people. The black people treated me so bad. No, tell us how them crackers treat your motherfucking ass. Get your motherfucking sissy ass up out of here. You phony ass faggot.
Mark, you
No,
off the
he
chain.
proved he met the profile and he proved everything that we've been saying, right? He said opening that was all what did he say? Just making fun. That wasn't really serious, but it is serious because we see
That's an
what they're
attack on
doing.
on the community. That's an attack.
Exactly.
That is a bold
No, he
faced
wants to
attack
downplay
on the
it because
community.
he agrees with the shit and he doesn't oppose it in any type of way. So he wants to downplay it as what he say, satire. How
Yes,
about I
that was
whoop
it.
that motherfucker ass? Like, well, how about I whoop their ass and call it satire then? Oh, it
It was
was
just
satire.
satire.
Put them bats on their motherfucking ass and say it was satire then. Because if I ever catch one of them motherfuckers in a school, in a grammar school in my neighborhood, dressed up like a motherfucking clown and reading in front of some black kids, when he get to the parking lot, we're gonna beat his motherfucking ass. And he ain't gonna never come back no more.
Mm.
And he go tell the gay police all the fuck he want to tell them. You know what I'm saying? He go tell Barack Obama faggot ass. We don't give a fuck. See, y'all got to teach these people a lesson. Now, if they choose to same sex love, that's their business. But you ain't taking and put doing none of that shit in the schools and around our little children. We don't want you as heterosexuals doing certain shit around the children. So it ain't just about your ass gay. The heterosexual is certain shit that children it ain't time for them to see nor talk about certain shit. And you trying to push that shit on them and want us to think it's okay.
I shouldn't be
Nigga, you have
hearing.
lost your motherfucking mind.
I shouldn't be hearing it in certain areas. 3 year olds in school are having conversations, learning about masturbation. I shouldn't be hearing that when my niece turned 6 last year I'm sorry, when she turned 5 a couple years ago, her mother's telling me that her school has like a diagram in the girls' bathroom pointing at private body parts. You're supposed to learn about that stuff from, with parents' consent or just learn it at home, period. You should not be pushing stuff like that on children. It shouldn't be a thing where, you got a different sex going into, the bathroom or whatever, making kids feel uncomfortable. All kind of weird stuff. And Adonis, stop sending shit in the background. All right, you mad because I put all the receipts about your weird ways in the jumbotron?
Boy, these trolls are off the chain. They just don't stop. I don't know how the hell he came up on the gay song. Like he had all the opportunity to come up here and talk, but he decided to do that during that one particular time. Hmm. Interesting.
And it's satire.
And it's satire. But no, I also found something on here, ABC News and also NBC. They're titling the 3000K black women black black women left workforce since February. That's what both of these thing. I wonder what y'all want to hear what they say.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I started Tai Chi at 50. Now I'm 68. And doctors ask. Black women's labor force participation has dropped by just over 2% in the last 3 months. And that has sucked over $37 billion out of U.S. GDP. So this is the economic cost of policy, gender policy ignorance. This is really fascinating because do you think that most people are unaware of the actual impacts of things like this? Absolutely. So when we often think about women's issues or black women's issues, we think of it as an over there problem. It's not. It's an everybody problem. When our economy grows, that has more jobs and more income for everyone. So we know, for instance, overall, that for every 1 percentage point that women leave the labor force, there's a $146 billion hit to GDP. Oh my gosh. And so we've talked about the consequences, but is there an upside to all of this? Are we seeing women pivoting to entrepreneurship as they're leaving the workforce? What then are they doing? You know, that's a great question. And the truth is, we don't know where all of the 300,000 black women that have actually been pushed out of the labor force have gone. We know that some of them have gone into entrepreneurship, which is not only because of luxury, but it's actually because of survival. And this is really a testament to their resilience, but it also shows the rigidity in our traditional employment systems. Are there any other groups that we are seeing largely impacted in this way in the labor workforce? Not to this extent. So I track all of the data, as you can imagine, month over month by gender and race and ethnicity. And I started to see this trend about 3 months ago with this really precipitous drop in black women out of the labor force. And this is a huge hit. And historically, just to give you a sense of the historical context, this is the first time in years that black women's labor force participation has fallen below Latinas' labor force participation. Wow. It's really fascinating to see these numbers, to hear you explain all of it and break down the real world impacts on our GDP and the economy at large. Katika Roy, thank you for what you do, and thanks.
That was a white lady talking to a black woman.
No. That's not what you pay attention to. Notice how another liberal
Black women were
progressive
Uh-oh.
ploy.
black
You're
women were
dealing with a
employed, but
liberal.
Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
It's nothing but a liberal ploy
the impact of
to
job loss is
have
being
the
felt.
I'm sorry, Mark. I'm trying to pause the damn thing and it won't let me. But go ahead. I got it now.
yeah. So it's another ploy to draw black people back to the Democrat
Mm-hmm.
Party to fight for their prized possession, the black woman that they really don't give a fuck about, but they've been able to use her, and she's been a lot of them, the sellout ones, they're complicit. You know what I mean? They've been able to use it to have everybody just crying about her, and Trump did it. You know, I wouldn't give a fuck what he did to them sellout motherfuckers.
100.
Good, he fired them motherfuckers. Now y'all don't need a man ass. Now you need a man.
They
Now
did
you gonna
find
have to get out there in the
entrepreneurship,
front
though.
line and fight with the men, right?
But she also
Now,
said,
now,
oh, go
now,
ahead.
now, and did you hear when the lady asked her, was any other group being impacted? What did she say?
No.
Y'all heard her say
She
no?
said no.
Yes,
Did she say
yes,
no?
that's where I was going. And she
Did,
said,
did,
when
did
it's
she say
our
no?
problem, when a black woman problem is everybody's problem, attaching everybody to it. Go ahead.
You see? See, it's always them liberals and those progressives who are partnered. I'm telling y'all about them wheat thins and crackers now. Y'all don't be seeing them now. I'm trying to break it down to you now. Them wheat thins and crackers work together to have us sympathizing and crying for them. And then guess what that translating to? Them trying to get us to vote for any candidates they pushing because the racist Republicans are fired the women. No, 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 no. They didn't fire no women. They fired them weak thins. Them nigga
They're not
vampires.
necessarily fired too. They said women left workforce.
They fired them nigga vampires.
Well,
I'm
that's
trying to
when
tell
he
you
went
what
through
happened.
yeah, he fired a lot
They
of them.
fired them nigga
Hmm.
vampires that's been selling us out. They've been selling us out. They've been taking all the money. They've been watching us starve. So now that they done got fired, good.
Remember,
That's the thing.
yeah, remember Z at the beginning of Trump's administration, they were upset that he was letting go of all these federal employees.
Yeah, I mean, we had too many.
I take it that these 300K fired black women, even since they've been leaving, and then they've been leaving as well since like COVID. So,
True. All right, that was
mhm.
ABC. I want to know what NBC is going to say because they got the same title in their description, but it's just Washington, Channel 4, NBC News with same story. Let's see if they say the same exact thing.
Oh, okay. And
Nationwide,
Mark, I'm
especially.
gonna have to drop off.
You got to bounce?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All
I
right,
do. I will after this. But just so
please.
Mark, if you want to make someone else a co-host.
Among black women in the labor force. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in February, more than 10.5 million black women were employed, but by June, that number dropped below 10.3 million. That's a loss of more than 300,000 employees in just months. Some of that job loss can be attributed to cuts in the federal workforce and the dismantling of DEI programs in the public and private sectors. Gender economist Katika Roy joins us now. She recently
Same
wrote an
lady.
article for MSNBC that examined black women leaving the labor force, and she joins us now with more on what she found. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you for having me.
Same
300,000
lady.
black women leaving the workforce in 3 months sounds like an alarming number. How and why did this happen, and why do you say it's not a coincidence?
I don't think we hear the same lady say the same thing. That's a propaganda piece, right?
I believe so. Yeah. They making sure she gets a round a tour on all the major networks. That's what it sounds like.
Yep. Same lady saying the same thing. I don't think we need to hear that again. We'll go back, see if there's another one. More than
300,000 black women have left the workforce, according to MSNBC. And it is not a coincidence. We have seen the cuts that the federal government has been making, specifically across the Department of Education, Department of Health and Human Services. And we have seen the cuts happen. We've also seen the cuts happen over the last few months, specifically at the federal level and also across the private sector due to DEI. And according to this article, the participation rate has now dropped below Latinas for the first time in over a year. One thing that stuck out to me that I thought was very interesting, which kind of led to the conclusion.
same story.
300,000 black women have left
Same
the
story.
workforce, according to
Nothing's
MSNBC.
changing. Nothing is.
And it is not a coincidence. We
I'm
have
trying to
seen
pause it.
the
Nothing is changing with the story. They get this. Any street. God damn it.
300,000.
I just turn it off. So they're telling us the story the same way, the exact same way every single time. It's not being told a different way. They're giving you the same information, like the Latinos, that it's only black women. This is propaganda piece, definitely.
It's how they draw you back to the Democrat
And
Party.
so when all them niggas in
Because
that
they
room
know how
yelling
much
and shouting and
they know how
screaming,
much
they were getting
see,
paid for
they
that.
know how much we love and respect black women, so they'll use the woman talking point and you notice how they're not saying nothing about what's happening to black men. See, the days are over where you just gonna come in and talk about what's happening to black women. No, we care about what's happening to the black family. We don't care about what's happening to no motherfucking black women, no black men. We care about what's happening to us as a people. So you're not gonna fool us with that. Oh man, they messing over the black woman. No, 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 no. We done watched that game be played too many times, y'all. You know, no, and we definitely not gonna fight for no black females who align with that feminist movement and with that LGBT movement with immigration. And so when something happened to them, we supposed to stop everything in the world, just all focus on her. No, we focus on our black women. We don't focus on niggas, nigga vampires, y'all. We ain't doing that. Not. We in leadership now, y'all. You know what I mean? Torian, we the mothers and fathers of today, right? And by us being the mothers and fathers of today, we gonna cry for the entire black family. We gonna stand up as a black family. We're not gonna get into genderism. We're not gonna let the liberals and progressives, whatever new name they got today, take no sector of us and separate us. I mean, how do you
You in the matrix,
engage in
Mark.
something like that? Oh, okay, you hear me now?
Well, other side of the house, you done moved on. You in the matrix.
Huh? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. See, anytime, y'all, anytime a black woman or a black man allow themselves to be utilized for genderism, those are anti-black people. They're anti-black, male or female. Stop treating them like they're one of us. No, they're showing you where they're getting to that separation of our people. So they're not one of us. Go ahead, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't saying nothing. Go ahead, y'all.
I think that's about all they have today.
Look, and when she asked the question, are there any other sectors that have seen um, these high levels of unemployment? No, that's a damn lie. This shit has been across the board since Trump has been in office. When they cut down all of that, they cut out all of that USAID money and showed where there was no need for a lot of those jobs in government. It didn't just happen to no black women.
You back in the matrix, buddy.
Oh damn, y'all go ahead then.
Yeah, them shields tried to get y'all today, buddy. That was a plan. That was a plan out psyop today. I was like, damn. And I couldn't get up and get no mic in that mess because it's no need to get up there and argue with them back and forth, cussing each other out. I mean, Mark, I ain't good at that. Them mess around pissing me off. I'm trying to go search somebody's house.
Yeah, you saying in the room where D was.
It was shut up room this last tonight at
Yeah,
9:15 when I called. Yeah,
yeah.
and you was in that. I mean, there's only so much you can do when shut up won't tell them to shut that shit down. I mean, it's not good co-hosting to me when you let people go like that or hosting trying to have an intelligent conversation and everybody's talking over everybody. No one gives like a fuck, and that's done on purpose. That's by design. Total chaos.
you know, and no one can get anything across. But you hear definitely what the shills are saying because they want to be heard. They trying to win you over. They're trying to show you that you're voting. You voting for Trump was the problem. Is a problem. And it's not. It's not at all.
Well, if you notice, they never want to give straight answers to any questions.
Don't answer no questions.
Exactly.
They answer no questions.
Never give
And
straight
there's
answers.
no
That's why I
policies.
treat it the way I do.
There is no policies. There's the only agenda is 2030, gays, immigrants, everything else but Americans. That's the agenda. And if you don't see that by now, I'm sorry. And children, your children too. Definitely your children. That's the
Oh,
worst.
they totally disregard when you bring up issues of where the LGBT movement is targeting children. Or they brush that off.
Real
Just like
quick.
Adonis just said
Because
to this guy.
it leads to that pedophilia shit.
Well, it calls them into question. And they never want to be called into question. They think they're beyond being questioned. It's we're saying you are going to go against Trump because we said so. That's really what they're saying.
Or we're gonna try to convince you to drop it and switch it back over real quick, like because they want you to vote next what? When's that when the midterms next year?
Yeah, March.
And hopefully by March we'll have them voter rolls cleaned up. Hopefully by March we'll have the what was it that something about changing the way we vote too. We got to that shit. We can't be using these fucking machines. They got to go.
Hey, if we don't make our move this time and we allow them to keep positioning themselves, then we're gonna be through. See, we standing on this shit. We have candidates. You heard him in the space wanted me to tell him who our candidates were and pressing. Dude, I don't give a fuck if you don't never know who our candidates are. Got shit to prove to you. I don't have to explain a goddamn thing to you. Give a fuck how loud you talking.
Mm, 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 mm. I had this other one up that I was gonna play, but I don't know if y'all want me to play it or not. Since it's so quiet in here and shit.
And see, Mark, we talked about one from you the other day, whether that person was in the space or in the window liquor section. Everybody's always watching our every move, so it's not like we haven't discussed at least one of the individuals that you ran before.
What's good? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
You're
we can
very
hear you.
distant. I don't know if you got your phone on Bluetooth in the car.
Yeah, I got my headphones on. Is it any
Yeah,
better?
you kind of far away.
Yeah, you sound very distant.
Where is that damn TED Talk? I had just found it.
With the one of Gates.
No, this TED Talk was about the black community or black industry or black. It was basically about black murder. Is it a
Oh, with like the music or whatever.
It was tied into the music and just all of it, black murder. Period. Is it like a industry?
Mm-hmm.
The man was calling it black murder industry, basically,
Yeah.
and how it builds up it and how it creates it all. I'm trying to find it again, but it was good. It was interesting to hear. Um, and I never heard the whole thing. I only heard a small portion of it. There it is. Black Death.
Yeah, y'all. You guys hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to
to speak on that as well, as far as with the 300,000 black women being fired. You know, they're clearly it's just a dog whistle. They're just repeating it just so all the, you know, our family members and everybody else who hears it, they're going to start repeating that as well and trying to bash you and shame you to just vote Democrat, you know, during the midterms. And on top of that, I heard you speaking on, you know, the voting being more secure. Maybe Mikhail could speak on that a bit more. I hear him a lot. He seems very tech savvy. But I believe there's a new blockchain that they're going to be using called Hedera HBAR. So, you know, you guys may want to look into that as far as on some investment opportunities. That's all
I
I have
want
to
us
say.
to get away from computers, period, when it comes to that damn vote. Why can't we just put it on a piece of paper and you count that shit?
Nah,
Yeah,
it's,
because it gives them opportunity to alter shit.
Because the computer will alter shit. The paper can't.
and
Unless
that's the
you, I
point of
mean,
the blockchain. It's secure to where it can't be altered. So,
that's true too.
yeah.
That is true too.
And see, like, and I forgot to mention this earlier to you all's point, because when it got to the point in the conversation about altering, or like how not altering, but like how when they come to you with certain statistics and all of that. Some of us know, and you know, some of us might have forgotten that some of these very influential people, because of their status and their money, openly admitted that during their, you know, break from their normal duties, you know, they'll take a season to read certain books, and one of them was How to Lie with Statistics. So it's like that just lets you know that those who have the ability to, you know, frame a narrative, you know, a lot of times, you know, like your Bill Gates types or whatever, and he has a history of funding media outlets. The Guardian was one of them at one point by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation a few years ago, by the time that information came out about him reading that book. So around that time when they were feeding the people numbers to, you know, incite fear and to sway people a certain way into to believe in a certain narrative, a lot of these people are just making up stuff as they go along, or they'll use certain techniques to, you know, they'll use certain techniques or whatever to, you know, push a particular narrative and to brainwash people. So, this, you know, a lot of times that we know that the media lies anyway, and it's full of propaganda. Oh boy, still, talking stuff in the back channels. He's still butthurt that I
Of
called him out and
course.
put out the receipts about him in the Jumbotron.
Oh my God. So I found that TED talk, and it kind of ties in what you were saying too about understanding that everything we see, especially on that television, oh my God, everything we see is not actually like we just went through it. That 300,000 may not have been all black women. We don't know, but they are obviously lying about it on national television. They're telling us a tale. They're not telling us the full truth. But this right here is about black murder. Is it normal? This is me. It's a white dude. 24 years ago this month. I'm 17 years old, a senior in high school, living in Orlando, Florida. And 2 weeks after this picture was taken, my life went on a tremendous and continues to be on a tremendous journey. 2 weeks after this picture was taken, I dropped out of my private school in the middle of my senior year, moved to a city outside of Atlanta called College Park, Georgia, and enrolled in ministry school. And it was that time that I got a new nickname, and that nickname is White Mike. Now, how I got the nickname White Mike is pretty simple. I arrived at a church that had about 1,000 people. And when people would ask, you know, have you seen Mike? And somebody said, Mike who? Nobody knew my last name. Smith was too hard. So White Mike is who I became. So this is White Mike on the day he graduated from ministry school. This I'm is going to White skip Mike, back White Mike introduction because I really don't give a shit. Where are the white AK-47 shooters? Where are the white drug dealers? Where are the white people on the radio that brag about what it's like to murder witnesses before trial? The truth is they don't exist.
And the question is why? Why don't they exist? Do white people not kill people? Do white people not use AK-47s to shoot each other? I mean, we know, do white people not do drugs? Do they not deal drugs? Of course they do. But why is it that it doesn't make it to our mainstream radio? Why is it that we don't hear it hundreds of times a day in hundreds of cities across the nation, thousands of plays that say the idea that a black guy would kill another black guy is something to be celebrated, something to be romanticized? And why is it the white people don't do it? And maybe it's because there's no white audience for it. Or maybe it's because it's not really marketable. Maybe because can't get sponsors. I don't know why it is. Or maybe it's because it's just not the white man's role. Or maybe when white people get up and talk about being drug dealers and AK-47 killers, maybe it's even sicker than that. Maybe when white people do it, they're accused of acting black. The truth is, in America, black murder is normal. Black murder is normal. The idea that a black man or a black woman would be involved in a homicide, either as a perpetrator or a victim, is so common, so broadly accepted that it basically goes unnoticed. The truth of the matter is, black families are affected by homicide at rates of 10 times their white counterparts. There will be more death in the form of homicide involving black people this year than any other form of violence that dominates our national conversation. More than school shootings, mall shootings, mass shootings, workplace shootings, lovers' trysts that turn violent and bloody. Even more than in war and in terrorism, no one will lose their life at greater numbers than black Americans involved in violence. Now, when you talk about what's going on in one segment of society and somehow tie it to what's going on someplace else, you kind of lose people. They detach. This is our unknowing. Prejudice, discrimination, and racism are not the same. We know prejudice. It exists in human hearts and minds. Discrimination exists in hands and policies. But racism, it is neither in hearts and minds, nor is it really in policies. As a matter of fact, it doesn't take action to keep racism going. It takes inaction. It doesn't take hearts and minds to keep racism going. It actually have to keep things out of people's mind. Racism is like the millstone that churns along in the background. It just goes generation in and generation out and keeps turning out the same generational outcomes. Racism is like the nicotine stains left on the walls after the smoking tenants move out. They take the couch, they take the clock, they take the picture, but the evidence that they've been there still remains. Now, when I speak of black murder being normal, I'm talking about the combination of commonality and palatability. You know, black murder in our country is not only common, it's not only frequent, but it's an idea that we celebrate. It's an idea that we say is okay. We actually make heroes and out of the notion, heroes out of people that trivialize and romanticize it. How common is black murder? Well, in some demographics in the United States, it's very common. According to the CDC, they release a report every year called the LCOD, leading cause of death. And every year, it's been this way year in and year out for the past decade, as far back as they list on their site. Black males ages 15 to 34, the number one cause of death is homicide. The number one cause of death. For white males, it's number 3. When you hear that, you instantly go, well, yeah, I mean, that would seem right. I mean, I hear of black-on-black crime, right? Hear about urban crime. So I guess, yeah, number 1 to number 3, I mean, it's a problem, but it's really not that bad. But the devil is always in the details. The truth of the matter is that if I were to take everybody that dies in this year, every black male 15 to 34, and I brought them into a room December 31st, said, all of you have made it to the afterlife. And I want to take a quick survey. How many of you got here by cancer? A few voices say, me. How many of you got here by auto accidents? Me. How many of you died of a heart attack on an athletic field? Me. And I said, how many of you were gunned down by another human being? And half the room would raise their hands. Every time I show this information, people always say, well, if the number 3 cause of death for white males, what is the number 1 cause of death? And without fail, year after year, it's called unintentional injuries, accidents, falling off a four-wheeler, crashing a go-kart, or bungee jumping without paying attention to, knots and things like that. So basically, the American story is white kids are dying because they're clumsy, and black kids are dying because they're gunned down. Chicago, just like New Orleans, just like Jacksonville, just like Little Rock. How common is black murder? The past 3 years, there's been about 1,270 victims of homicide, 2012, all the way up to this week in 2014. And of those victims, 64 were white. Now, this transcends the simple diagnosis that we have. Well, it's education, it's poverty, it's family structure. As you study it locally, nationally, as you study it decade after decade, it doesn't follow any of those easy answers. Something much deeper and much darker is at work. How common is black murder? Well, in my entire life, 1973 to 2014, there has never been a year since I've been breathing that blacks have not been overrepresented in homicide. Never been a year that you can go into a morgue and you don't see blacks overrepresented. It's the story of America. It's certainly the story of America in my lifetime. My question is, what will be the first year that we see it a 1-to-1 ratio? I mean, if it's somewhere between 7-to-1 and 10-to-1 now, I mean, when will it be 1-to-1? We would consider it a huge national victory if we ever got it to 5-to-1, to 4-to-1, to 3-to-1. Violent crime has gone down over the past 40 years. People say, isn't that great? No, because prison has gone up over the past 40 years. And no matter the fact that violent crime has gone down or prison has gone up, what's what's never closed is the gap. There's always that gap, 6-1, 7-1, 8-1. Usually it's the smartest person in the room at this point that yells out from the back, "So are you saying you want more white people killed?" And then all of a sudden I realized that's why we die in clumsy accidents. All right, here we go. There's nothing like a good talk, except a better conversation. Northwestern Mutual Advisors.
I'll wait for the commercial to go away.
Do more for your goals, your
It's
family,
making me watch
and your
the whole
legacy. Discover
15
a better way
seconds.
to money. Now, the real question is, why is this going on? Why is this the story of my life? Why is this the story of my country? And everyone in this room falls into one of two categories. You're in one of two categories. Either there's something wrong with them, some core deficiency in black people, they're just prone to violence, so we use anecdotal evidence to talk about that, or there's something wrong with us. And depending on what category you fall in, if there's something wrong with them, you point fingers. Hey, we need to do something. If you say there's something wrong with us, then you roll up your sleeves and you get busy. Well, the truth is there is something wrong with us. And this years ago, we set off a bomb. And that bomb affected our cultural soil. It affected our definitions. It affected our expectations. It affected who we are, how we describe ourselves, and how we describe other people. What we believe down to the core of our being. It's in our air. It's in our cultural water. And it's passed down from generation to generation. Now, again, it would take me a few TED Talks to really get into this. But the bomb is about lies. It's about deep lies. One of the lies is that blackness is somehow associated with criminality, sexual deviance, and violence. That when you come across blackness, that inherent in being black, there's some sort of deviance, violence, and criminality associated. And that's a derivative of a greater lie, which is that somehow black life is inferior to white life, that the value of it is less, that if you were weighed in the scale, that black life just weighs a little less, that if you were trying to cash it in on the street, you'd get a little less money for it. And these are essential to, these are the lies that help build our nation, help build the Western world. And here's what's interesting about this, is these lies are not only lies we've told about black people, but we've told to them. I was in an unsolved homicides meeting here in Jacksonville last year, 1,100 unsolved homicides. I was there with the families. They were having a conversation with our sheriff's department, and on the walls were all the pictures of the victims. And you already know the vast majority of the pictures were of black residents of Jacksonville. There were white families there, certainly, and I'm not trying to say that it doesn't happen among the white community. Of course it does. But I'll never forget, a mom interrupted the detective. She said, "Excuse me, I have a question." He said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "I know you don't know who killed my daughter, but I have a more important question." He said, "What is that?" She said, "When you picked my daughter's body up off the side of the road," she said, "how did you do it?" He said, "What do you mean, how did I do it?" She said, "Well, did you pick her up? And did you set her on the gurney? And did you zip her up in the bag? And did you slide her in the back of the van? And did you shut the doors gently?" She said, "Or just pick her up, slam her down, zip her up, and put it in." She says, "I want to know how you treated my daughter's body when you picked it up off the ground." She said, "Did you treat it like you would treat a white man's daughter?" That's a very interesting question. As though a mother doesn't have enough to deal with, she also has to wonder that when the people working the crime did it, did they work it as somebody's personal, precious life was solved? Or is it just another dead black kid on the street? Another mother popped up. She said, "Yeah, I know you don't have the answer to who killed my son." He says, "Ma'am, you know I would call you if I had it. I want to call you." She said, "I know I don't need a phone call." She said, "But I do need to know that you pay attention to it. And I do need to know that my son's death matters." And here's why. Because she sees the files on her desk and on his desk in her mind. And she sees the stacks in her mind of dead black kids. And she sees the stacks of little white kids. And she just wants to make sure that in the common thing that happens all the time, that her son's life is just as precious as everyone else's. Black murder is normal. I mean, when I talk about it, none of you are really shocked. The most you can say is, "Well, I didn't know it was that bad," which brings up the real question about palatability. Are we comfortable with it being like this? Are we comfortable? I'm 41 years old. Are we comfortable with living in a nation where this goes on? Well, if we're not comfortable, if we're not okay, are we appalled and outraged? And when I say we, I mean we. Are we appalled and outraged?
He talked to the
That's the
white people.
question. There are certainly people all over the country doing something about it, but when I discovered that them doing something about it is totally different than we doing something about it. Now, a lot of things that you have to understand is this about racism. And when I talk about prejudice, discrimination, and racism, the answer lies right here. It wouldn't seem like the answer is here, but if you want to know how comfortable we are with black murder, you just got to look at the marketplace. When you see this photo 1 week after Dr. King won the Montgomery bus court case, and they decided to eliminate the racist policies and the discriminatory policies. This is his picture. It was a great victory. And you know about the prejudice, you know about the discrimination, but right here on the front of the bus is the racism. Because racism exists in the unchecked and the unchallenged normal. My question is, 60 years later, what in the world is a Pepsi ad doing on the front of a bus company that makes black people sit in the back? What in the world is it doing there? I mean, did the Pepsi CEO look back on that today and go, yeah, that was a fail. Shouldn't have done that. Are they ashamed? Are they ashamed that they would? Well, let me ask you this. Could they do it today? If I started a bus company in Jacksonville and say, I got this great thing, beautiful buses, I want Pepsi's name on it. They said, let's do the deal. I said, but the deal is gays, blacks, and Jews sit at the back. They couldn't put their name on that. Why? Because as American attitudes change, as American definitions change, as American norms change, guess who else has to change? The marketplace. There's certain things they could get away with when that type of thing was normal that they can't get away with now. The same thing not only goes with policy, it goes with entertainment. My favorite cartoon, one of them all time, is Tom and Jerry. This is Mammy Two Shoes. Mammy Two Shoes, you never saw her except for a couple of times above the knees. She was always the one yelling at Thomas the cat for what he was doing. She was voiced by Lillian Randolph, a great radio actress. But here's the interesting thing. White entertainers create white entertainment. They carve out a black role, and the black role that they saw fit was to play this stereotypical black woman. That lasted up until in the early 50s. Then huge protest broke out, and they said, you know what? We don't want to be portrayed like that anymore. And to this day, if you want to watch Tom and Jerry, you go home, you want to watch it on Netflix, you want to watch it on Amazon, this comes up on the screen. It says, what you're about to watch contains some racial stereotypes. They were wrong then, and they're wrong now. They were commonplace. We don't want to edit her out because that will make it like it never happened. We're going to put her in, but know that we know there's something wrong with this. Now, we don't have Mammy Two Shoes today. You can't get away with it. Nobody would put it out there. But we do have black people that get on the radio every day in white-owned companies, white-owned stations with white-owned sponsors that play the role of hypersexualized, hypercriminalized male. I ask these advertisers, I say, I've got hundreds of songs a day that celebrate killing animals. Will you put them on your station? They said, no. I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about assaulting women and abusing kids. Would you put them on your station? They said, no. I said, I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about murdering blacks. Would you put them on your stations? They said, well, that depends. Depends on what? Who it's done by and who it's branded for. Because if we can get black folks to sing about it and we can brand it for our youngest black audiences, I think there's money to be made. I think there's American appetites to see these people that way. I said, how can you say that? They said, well, look, it's what these artists know. It's what they, black people, create. It's, matter of fact, our surveys say it's what they want to hear, which speaks of a sickness. How do we live in a society where somebody says, you know what, I'm inspired to write a song that celebrates murdering another person. And then a person says, I'd like to put that on my station. Another person said, I'd like to pay for it. And then there's people out here in the audience that go, I'd love to hear it, as long as it's black guys. Because even white people buy rap music, buy this type of stuff, because we know that when we want to hear about killing each other, we know who to turn to for that type of inspiration. We call it our music. We say we own it. White people buy more rap than black people. Yeah, but we're very careful to turn it down at the stoplight when other black people are there. Why? Because we know we're just pretending. For them, it's more authentic and real. I always ask the companies, what about your name? What about your brand? What about your value? And the largest radio company in the world said this: it's okay that we only have drug dealers on our black youth stations. We only have murders on our black youth stations. We support black charities. We give out water at the Martin Luther King parade. I think we've got it covered. We've bought them off. Now, people get upset, the smartest guys in the room again. You're talking about censorship. I don't believe that. I believe in free art. Make whatever you want. I believe you should make music about anti-Semitism. I believe you should make music about killing dogs. I believe in this country you should make music about fashion homosexuals and driving them behind trucks. I believe you should make music about stringing people up on trees. I believe you should make music about killing whitey. I believe you should make all that music. But I also believe that in the mainstream marketplace, people should hesitate associating their name with certain content. You know, there's certain stuff you can't buy at the store. Certain stuff you can't get on iTunes because their brand doesn't want it. But if you want to hear black people celebrating killing black people, they got thousands and thousands and thousands of those things to sell you. I don't think it's about censorship. I think it's about American cultural hypocrisy. Because here's the truth. These black entertainers, they can't sing just about anything. There's some stuff that'll get them fired, and they get dropped, and they get fired, and they get slapped on the wrist, and they get disciplined all the time. Why? Because sometimes they step over the bounds. A very famous case is what happened with Rick Ross. Rick Ross is the Mammy Two Shoes, one of the many Mammy Two Shoes of our day. He's a black entertainer, and a world carved out for him, and a role carved out for him by white entertainment companies. And one day he talked about, in the middle of a song that celebrated dealing drugs and killing blacks, he made a reference to date rape. And when he made that reference to date rape, that set social media on fire. That got 100,000 petitions in 24 hours. Hey, buddy, date rape is no joke. That had white people standing outside of Reebok in New York saying, you better take this seriously. We're tired of a rape culture in America. One line in one song move the masses. And you know what Reebok did? Did they stand by him and say, hey, we believe in freedom of speech. We believe in freedom of expression. It's just a song. Calm down. No, they fired his tail on the spot. The president came out and said, this goes against our high standards. He's gone against the values of our brand. Shame on Rick Ross. We're disappointed. He doesn't know how serious date rape is. When I saw that, I thought, wow, how convenient. Isn't that amazing? But here's what really happened. It's not their brand. It's not their values. Rick Ross went off script. He was hired to get black customers, and they think that black customers go with black bait. And in America, black bait is the hypercriminalized, hypersexualized portrayal of black people. And as long as he had sung about that, the stuff that got him hired, he still have a job at Reebok. But when he touched other sensitivities that affect us, he lost his job. See, the truth is, it's not they that need to change. It's we that need to change. We created the lies. We created them for our profit. We own the companies. We own the record labels. We own the advertisers, and we keep putting it out. And it's this that's got to change. I thought about it. You know what? I wonder if White Mike could get anybody's attention on this. So I stood outside of a Walmart, and I said, hey, I don't think killing cops and killing blacks is very cool. And you know what? It only took 7 weeks of Mike standing out there, and they wrote a letter and said, yeah, we don't think it's cool either. We're going to pull our name off of that. The largest retailer in the world had never considered that maybe their commercial shouldn't be right before or after a song about young black men being gunned down. And I realized this, that black murder is normal, but it should not be. And I realized the importance at the coffee table, at every headline, every pastor's gathering, every family gathering to say, you know what, these black lives matter. It's not just another black kid. These are human beings. I'm doing my best in every way, shape, and form. Talks like this everywhere I can go to say, you know what, I was born in a world where black murder was normal. My kids were born into a world where black murder is normal, but I don't want to die in a world where black murder is normal. Am I 5 years or 10 years away? I don't know, but I'm screaming as high as I can. Let's feel this pain and let's lift our voice to tell the lies. They are not criminals. They are not deviants, and their lives are just as important as ours. Thank you very much.
Anybody, the mic is yours.
You know what the best example for today? That Kanye West song, the World War III song. You know, when it first came out, it was all, unedited. And then about 3-4 weeks later, they took all the Hitler anti-Semitic terms, they took all that out of the song and left nigger in there. So, that just proves that this is all still relevant.
Grimes, where you at, Grimes? Mike Carter, you sleep? Mark, you ain't going to sleep yet, are you?
Yo, I'm here. What's up? What's going on?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
But what y'all think? No, 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 no. I mean, I guess he did give an earful. I didn't want to play the whole 19 minutes, but I played like 15 because the first was the introduction. I didn't give a shit about him introducing himself and all that. But the message in between
Man,
was
look. I tuned his ass out, but they gonna say they called him White Mike or some shit he said. Man, get your ass out.
you so funny.
Um, I think what he said was true. The core of it. When he did say White Mike, I did started to tune him out. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, "Where's this going?" However, I kept listening, and I was like, "Okay." So yeah.
Sometimes the corny shit you gotta bypass and get to the nitty gritty. If we let corny shit stop us from learning something, we'll never learn anything.
I thought because he was like, "Oh, I was the only person in what was
He's
seminary
in a
school."
room full of white folks talking about black people.
No, no, no. I'm saying when he started talking about White Mike, because he was in seminary school. So I was like, is he going to tell us a story about when he became a preacher?
I mean, that was the first. That's why I skipped that first
Because
5 minutes
that's when
because I
I heard
didn't
that
care
part. I was
about
like,
him introducing himself. I
yeah,
wanted to
no.
get him. I wanted to get to the murder part, the black murder, and how we are looked upon, how white folks see us. You know what I mean? You know, something to think about. Like they think that black murder is normal. They normalized it, and it's done through everything that like we make the music, but we also make good music too. We don't just make bad music. It's not like all our music is about murder and killing. But when you take that content to the white man at the top of the table, he takes out all your good content and put all the murder content on the air.
And see what's not included when when certain people use the white racist talking points that are anti-black. they don't bring up, okay, so like for instance, they're blaming everything on drill music now. Well, drill is only like a little over anywhere between 15 and 20 years old. So what was the problem before then? And even the type of rap music before drill music, how do you explain all the stuff that was going on before rap music? So it's like, they're always moving the goalposts. They're always, finding some new piece of propaganda to put out about us. They'll continue to put, further put targets on our backs. And it's always, I'm white and I say so. And whenever we try to, you know, it's interesting that, we got receipts of people from that part of their community or society admitting what they was on, but we knew this already.
Do we understand that we're going find a lifestyle created by the white man?
But see,
They was the
but they won't
first
talk about
gangsters
it.
on. They was the first gangsters in America. We were not no
But they
gangsters.
won't,
We didn't
right,
live
but
that
they
way.
won't talk about that. And a lot of them will come over here. A lot of those Ellis Islanders will come over here and align themselves with those type of groups and gangs or whatever. And they'll brag on that being that's the greatness of their culture, violence and all of that. But they'll try to find a way to put that off on us instead of owning up to all the generous shit that they've been doing.
I mean, cause they shit tied into. I mean, them Italians. They were some motherfuckers back in the day.
And to add on to what you were saying, Grinds, about hip hop, when hip hop was underground and before it went mainstream, there wasn't any issues with hip hop and
Exactly.
rap at that time. It is when it went full blown mainstream. Not to say that there aren't any now that are still underground, but like I said, when it went full on mainstream, that's when it became a problem, as he spoke about in his speech that he just gave. So, and like I said, yeah, everything he said I already knew. Nothing new under the sun. It's been that way, and that's why it's important to find out who you are and do it on purpose. Um, find out what your morals are, your values are, especially when you get to a certain age. It should be automatically something that people work on, and they don't do that. As Mark said earlier about how when we were using the phrase white supremacy, he's like, some old person told you that. He's like, stop believing that. So it's at a certain point in time, you have to take responsibility for yourself. What you do, how you do it, no matter what it is, from the smallest detail to the largest. People don't want to look at themselves. So I land.
But like even those that we refer to as such, and it's really like, so for me, so like I understand why people say don't say it, but because yeah, if you're certain people, when certain people say it, that's because they really have allowed themselves to believe that. But for me, I call that devil by name because that's what they call themselves. It's a practice and all of that. There's that whiteness thing or factor to where, or practice or doctrine that, the WASP has practiced here. And then when they've allowed, like we said earlier, immigration has been used to undermine us for well over 200 years. So when they start allowing these immigrants to come in, they come over here and align themselves to that whiteness like the WASP because they knew of the things that they had under the control and all of that, and knew that they would be allowed to do more things to undermine us. They have to let go. When people come over here, they have to let go of whatever concerns back at home and embrace the concerns of America. And, of course, since we knew the system that this type of system that's been created, to benefit who and to, undermine whoever else, they know the type of people that will come over here and align themselves with that. That's why you have, and I tell people, Father Crown Biden knew exactly who he was allowing over here during his administration, especially the people crossing the border, because they'll come over here and align themselves with white folks. I told people, because when we talk about the propaganda, one of the things that Chicago faced is upon finding out, and it was right when we were finding out, because we've been hearing for years about how these illegals have been getting all kind of cash assistance, housing vouchers, and all kind of EBT. And our family who built this country can't even get, anywhere near what they were getting when we were finding, and even vets were getting like less than $100, less than $50 a month in assistance for food, and it kept going down and down. But what they did was some white racist dude over here named Bob Avakian put out a propaganda campaign saying that we were hating on immigrants, and they had this group of sellout Negroes to wag their finger in our faces and tell us we was wrong, and it was all because we were seeing the actual receipts of how much was remaining on the EBT after swiping their cards to get food and all of that, like thousands. I'm talking like a remaining balance of anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000 and $20,000 left remaining in EBT after swiping their cards at the grocery store, and about 5,000 or more left on the cash part of it. Then they want to start putting out this propaganda that we're hating on immigrants. We ain't never hating on no damn immigrants. We ain't never been no damn xenophobic or any of this bullshit that they putting out about us. In fact, history shows that we've been supportive of anything and everything to our detriment and damn near demise.
ODB, your hand was up.